So this time we're only late because Jack complains about the position of the chair for like 6 minutes. I just want to throw that out there. But it's Friday. Good moods all around. Congratulations on being second psycho. How are you doing? What?
Hello, Psycho. I'm happy you're here.
2 minutes of my life I'll never get back. I know, right? You can thank Jack.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. How are you all doing? We've been doing this for a while. And since the past always, I've had to explain to Tifa that I believe it is beneficial for everybody watching if Tifa is actually in frame. And you can see now that Tifa doesn't understand a camera frame, because already, left to her own devices, she's moving like this.
I am now sitting straight in my chair. You can tell because see, like I am.
I cannot tell because your outside elbow is out of frame.
I even said that, and then I was like, oh, I should sit a bit more this way. And then you were like, oh no, now I can't see it. We can't go live if I can't see it.
Yeah, like this is good. See, if you had done this before stream, we wouldn't have this argument. It's a very small room, we have very limited space. Even just sitting here in a way that you can see both of us and that we can both sit comfortably can be a struggle.
Honestly though, if this room was bigger, would that have changed anything?
Yes.
What?
Everything. If this wall was a bit more this way, we would have the camera further away from us, meaning the angle would be different, meaning we could sit slightly more apart. That would also change our audio. So, yes, it would change literally. It's almost like the shape and size of a room you're sitting in when you're doing something like this has a tremendous impact on what you're doing, which is what I've been trying to explain to her for the last 5 years.
You know, if we get a smaller bed, we could fit that lengthwise. You just can't walk on the side stand, but then it's wall to wall and you just get in at the foot end of the bed. Mm-hmm. And then we move the streaming room to the bedroom.
We've actually non-jokingly talked about this before, but our bed doesn't fit in here.
That's what I'm saying, if we get a smaller bed.
But then I have to buy a new bed.
Yeah.
But that costs money.
Yeah.
And our bed is perfectly fine.
I mean, yes it is, but still.
No. No.
I'm just giving the alternative. No. So yeah.
We should just put the camera above us. Kind of like... or above us at an angle. Kind of like an old-timey RPG. Like in the first 2 Baldur's Gate games. Or the very old GTA games, 1 and 2. Where you could see people from above. Or if it's like an isometric perspective, like Diablo and stuff. Like from an angle at the top.
I mean...
That's a horrible idea. No. Because then you don't get to see the faces we make, because you see the back of my head. Which is still absolutely wonderful, but not quite the same.
So yeah, as you can tell, it's been a really slow Friday. An actual slow Friday, actually. Like, work was busy, but nothing like... oh no, something funny happened busy. I haven't been outside. The sun is shining.
This again, please tell Tifa that this is not great for a human being. We have the most beautiful weather outside. For reasons, let's not get too deep into the weather forecast because nobody really cares. Today is like the last day of great weather in Germany. Depending on where you live, tonight, starting tomorrow, the weather's gonna be ass. It's gonna get dramatically colder, we're gonna hit freezing temperatures again next week at night. But right now, out there, it's beautiful. So really nice. During my break, as I normally do, went for a walk. And I even told Tifa, I saw some hawks. You know, nature is kind of healing, at least a little bit, at points. And it's beautiful outside. And what does she do all day? Lay on the couch when she got done with work. And she worked from home today. She has seen the beautiful outside weather from the inside. From the inside.
Well, yeah. I didn't feel like going outside after work. And then I took a shower. Then we had dinner. We even watched a Pokemon movie.
We started the 7th Pokemon movie.
Okay, we started. We started the Pokemon movie drink. And then we got like half an hour in actually.
And then we did laundry. Because we're adults. Nobody else does it for us.
Yeah, and then it's waiting for stream to start.
Tifa.
Like no one has time to go outside and touch grass.
I did!
Yeah, because you have the luxury of breaks at work.
You not taking breaks is on you.
I don't have time for breaks.
Yes, you do. You literally do.
Yeah, but I made lunch during my break.
You could have taken it outside. Dun 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 dun. Wait, there is food that can be transported away? I could have eaten... Anyway, this is what Tifa does. This is one of the main differences between us. GTA 2 mentioned I want to steal a tank and go on a rampage. Only do that in video games, please. But yes. You saw hawks too? Yes, I even named one of them. I named it Mike. And
why Mike?
Because Mike Hawk is my favorite.
I think I'm missing the joke here.
It's fine, Tifa.
What's
it's okay.
What's the hawks?
You missed 2 jokes at once.
Yeah, I also don't know Mike Hawk.
That makes sense.
Well, just tell me what it is then.
I'll explain these after stream for you. Otherwise, we're not gonna be able to do anything because that's how long it will take to explain it to you. I think.
I'll take it. GTA 2 mention. Oh wait, we just went through that.
It's a slow Tifa day too.
It really is. I still need to like start my brain up.
Is this again Dutch
Actually,
sign language?
turn it down.
I need to.
Yeah, it's like when you have this turning thing. I forgot what the name is in English.
No,
too.
Tifa. Doing this is chanting for violence.
No. Just imagine you have like this plug in your ear and someone turns it on. Like with a doll, like a monkey, with the thingies that you need to wind up.
Tifa, when I do this on the side of my head, I'm not thinking of... I think it can turn on, but...
That's not what I did though. I did circles.
I'm not gonna king shame, but like... I think today is gonna be great.
Like I said, slow day.
Slow Tifa day.
Oh, it really is. I am so looking forward to this weekend. I don't have a
Why?
lot of plans. I just want a weekend,
And do what?
Absolutely nothing. That's the beauty of it.
I will clip this. Because Tifa tomorrow is meeting with a friend, which, cool. But before, after, and all of Sunday, she will be like, we need to clean up, we need to clean up, we need to clean up.
Sure, we do need to clean up.
No. You said
you
on
reminded
the
me.
record, we're doing nothing this weekend.
You have reminded me that cleaning needs to be done.
No.
I kid you not, when I came home last week, I opened the cutlery drawer and there was 1 spoon left in the drawer. 1 spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was in the dirty dishes.
Yes.
I'm just trying to explain the state of our current house.
Yes.
And I made a mess of the table, honestly. Like everything I took along from my work trip, I dumped on the table. And half of it is still there. The other half has been eaten. And part of it, because the majority I took back are books, honestly, are in the book closet. I cleaned those up. But we do need to do some cleaning. It is needed.
Tifa, would you like to remind everybody why I didn't do the dishes by the time you had come home last week? Could it maybe be because you left me home alone dying from disease?
That was just a case of the man flu.
And I didn't want to do the dishes until I absolutely had to, because I didn't want to get my germs all over them. Out of the kindness of my heart, looking out for you. Could that be, maybe?
That's actually a really bad habit.
We need a new banner that is like Tifa being an asshole moment.
Yeah, but I didn't even put anything on you. I'm just saying we need to do some cleaning. Like proper adults and stuff.
You started your story with complaining about there not being any cutlery when you came home. Because I hadn't touched it because I didn't want to get my being sick all over them. Yes?
Only because you don't agree that cleaning needs to be done. But I think it's called spring clean, I think, isn't it?
Stop trying to make up things. Also, I told you all the stuff you dumped in that corner of the apartment, you should just put away. Because you did that.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I can do that tomorrow morning even.
Yeah,
before I leave.
Maybe I should put the stuff away that I dumped somewhere. Like I'm in a video game and I've run out of inventory space, like in Skyrim, and I dropped my 600 cheese wheels. Because that's what Tifa does. She comes into the apartment, drops everything, and then walks away.
We both do that, to be honest.
You do it way more than I do.
Because I take more home.
See? No,
because I
no
take more home. You don't leave the house. Except for walks.
Yes, so I'm right. That's what you're saying. All I'm hearing is that I'm correct.
Well, in that regard, yes, you are.
I only do dishes when I run out of clean ones. Yes, that's the most efficient way. I saw this video the other day that was so genius. It was this guy talking about things rich people do that normal people wouldn't understand. And he had the example, why do smart rich people, or wealthy people, have 2 dishwashers? Because why would you ever waste your time putting dishes away into a drawer or a cupboard? You just have one dishwasher that cleans the stuff, and then when you take it out, you use it, and then after you put it into the other dishwasher. And every time one of them gets full, you turn it on. You never need to bother putting something away.
I don't think that's necessarily a rich people thing, but it is definitely a smart people thing.
Yes, it is, because who has the space for 2 dishwashers? And if you have a space, how do you have the money to pay for the space? Therefore, you have to be wealthy. It's implied. You have to be well off to afford a place, to have a space to do this.
I kind of want to disagree, because it's like when people have a laundry machine and a dryer. I mean, we don't have space for a dryer, but still.
Yeah, I have a dryer. It's called a drying rack. I just put stuff on there and then it dries and then I take it off.
But that is actually really brilliant.
I do the same with my laundry. Why bother putting it from the rack to the closet? Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, that's smart. Yeah.
Honestly,
genius.
Same. I only fold the laundry if it's still on there when I have to put on the next load.
Yeah. And then Tifa goes, oh, the laundry has been hanging here for a few days. I'm like,
no. I don't complain about that.
You used to, true.
I used to, yeah.
And then she got lazy, also known as efficient or smart.
And now usually it's me that only takes off the clothing off the rack, because when I put things away, it's mostly your clothing. Because you actually take it out of the closet and not from the rack. I'm the one living off of the rack.
That is true, and I tell you why. Because on stream I wear my nice shirts. So I wash those dramatically more often because I wear those more. So those go back into the closet, and then when it's just me being casual outside of stream, I just wear my old rags, basically. So there's like a double cycle happening. That's why I don't keep churning through the same ones.
Where I go through the same 6 shirts on a daily basis for work.
You wear 6 shirts in a day?
On a weekly basis, let's say it like that.
Okay, yeah, let's say it like that. No, you literally just said you wear 6 shirts a day.
I have 1 shirt in 6 colors.
That's what I was going to tell you, yes. Tifa, like last year, 2 years ago, during the pandemic I think it was even.
I have no clue what.
She went to the store, she's like, I like this shirt, and then she grabbed like 12 of them. Okay, I mean, why not, right? If you like it, works for you.
I mean, I don't have 12 shirts because I can't survive without laundry on a 2-week straight vacation.
Yeah, why didn't you buy more?
I just don't have the shirts for that. Well, I bought one in every color, and that's enough to last me a week.
Why
and
not?
I just rotate through that.
Why not 2 of every color?
I mean, that seemed like overkill.
Too much of a nice thing. Imagine.
Oh.
I think you missed out.
Yeah, they don't have them anymore.
I need to moisturize.
That is actually not a bad idea.
I realized earlier today that the skin on my hands is getting really dry. Then give some to me. Everybody moisturize with us. If you
already have enough for
haven't in a while,
treat people.
This is your reminder to do something for your skin. Especially for your hands. You do a lot of stuff with your hands probably. So they need some love and care. What are you doing with your elbows?
Putting them on my elbow.
Who is them?
The cream is them.
Oh, okay.
You know when you have dry elbows?
I do not know. Everybody, do I look like I have dry elbows? Ew! No, ew!
What do you mean, ew? What's the difference with it on your...
This is a really nice hand cream. The thing with it is
it
has
nice.
beeswax in it. So, first of all, it goes into your skin super fast, but after that you have grip. You have insane grip. And I don't want that on my elbow, because later I'll be sitting like this and then I go...
Now you have elbow grip.
I don't need that. I'm not gonna go like free climbing or something where I want all of my body to be like sticky and like hang onto a wall.
There. What?
I could see Tifa's nails, and Tifa has gotten better at not biting her nails on one side.
The side that Jack usually sees is now long. The sides that he doesn't, I've all bitten off.
Do I need to refocus the camera? Yes, I should. But also, do I need to sit on this side so that you now swap with your hand nail bitiness?
Honestly, they were long, but I bit them off today.
Why?
I was trying not to eat everything in the closet.
So instead you eat your own body. Have you, I don't know, have you tried eating food?
That's exactly what I did not want to do.
Imagine working from home, being able to eat literally anything you can get your hands on in the apartment, and instead you go...
That's the problem!
What do the nails do though?
That's the problem, and then one was chipped. And that's kind
of course it's chipped, because you eat them.
No, it was chipped before. And even if I don't have the need to do it, the moment there's a chip in my nails, it has to go. And that's kind of my downfall, usually.
Tifa's just recycling. How about, I have an idea. How about we buy you chewing gum?
No, chewing gum doesn't work. I never get how chewing gum works. You just chew gum and bite your nail.
I don't bite my nails, I never have. I don't think I ever will. But the mental image to me of having chewing gum in your mouth, then biting your nail, and maybe getting a piece of it into the chewing gum.
I've tried everything there is, from this stuff that you can put on your nails that tastes bad.
Mustard.
Mustard? Do people...
I don't know. That's what my parents always told me when I was picking my nose. We're gonna put mustard on your fingers and it's gonna burn when you pick your nose.
If anything, you should put meerrettich on it then.
Alright. Radish. Horseradish.
Wouldn't that burn more?
I don't know. Why would I put anything up my nose like that?
Spearmint?
What? No! Why would I put hot, sharp, like spices in my nose?
I know. You're the one that brought it up.
I quoted my parents. It wasn't my idea.
Well... Anyway, I didn't even know what we were talking about.
You eating your nails. Trying to shame you for it. I think as we should. Not to make you feel horrible, falling into stress and despair and therefore eating your nails more. But so that you reconsider the next time you are about to.
Well, I think I'm already doing better. The fact that I still have...
5
nails. that are longer is already
5 nails on both hands.
5
Total.
more than before.
That is true, I guess. Talking about the number 5, we have finished chapter 5 of Higurashi.
Yes, we have, and I still am a little bit confused because it doesn't feel like we have finished it because there was no after party.
No, there was an interview with the author.
Yeah, but it's different than an after party. Like we've
Yes.
had an after party and a little bit from the author.
No, we didn't. That's not what ever happened in this game so far.
Are you sure?
Recap time. Starting with a meta stuff. Playing through chapters 1 through 4. Like how you look over there to see if I put the recap thing on.
Yeah, I didn't see you make the movement.
Yeah, because I'm smooth as fuck. Playing through chapters 1 through 4, after you finish the story, you will be treated to an all-cast review, where it's like a apparently non-canon get-together of everybody who appeared in the game, all the main characters at least. And then they get put into a position where they're like actors preparing for their role and discussing what happened during the show. Which is really cute, I like that. However, chapter 5 does it differently. After you finish chapter 5, you don't get an all-cast review scene. You get to hear or read the thoughts of Ryukishi Yoseven, the author of Higurashi, which was very short, very sweet, and about the moral. In chapter 5 it was about the morals of people killing people. There you go. I missed the all-cast review too, but we didn't have the literal thoughts of the author talking to us, telling us his opinion in the previous chapters. We could infer that from the writing maybe, but we didn't have the author literally appear on screen as a character.
No, that we did not.
Higo peak time, you know it, Yaya.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Happy Friday as well.
How are you doing? Tifa, would you please tell the people what has all happened in chapter 5 of Higurashi when they cry? Chapter 5.
Didn't you just give the recap?
I forgot the name already, even though I just installed it this morning. No, I talked about the post-game stuff.
Oh well, we had the post-game stuff.
Yeah, so we finished it, but oh my god, what happened between starting chapter 5 and what I just said, Tifa?
Well, we had already officially finished chapter 5, but last stream we went into why that's important.
The question wasn't, what did we do last stream? The task was, would you please recap all of chapter 5?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Recap all of chapter 5.
Chapter 5 opens with Shion escaping the private school St. Lucia's because she hates it there, and Shion is a free-spirited little girl and she wants to get out of there. So she concocts a huge plan
just to say hi to mommy.
Bullshit. As in, she's being an asshole to people, spreading rumors that she is doing the hanky-panky, or somebody's doing the hanky-panky with a male teacher. Anyway, she eventually gets out, and Kasai, one of the Yakuza people we met previously in one of the chapters, is there to pick her up. He brings her to Okinomiya. Through the perspective of Shion, now we get to experience a stretch of story that is set before chapter 2's events leading into them.
1 year before Keiichi moved to town, basically.
Yes. Shion adapts to her new life in Okinomiya. We get to know her relationship with her twin sister Mion. Eventually she bumps into Satoshi and falls in love with him and his cute little antics of petting her head and going when he gets all huffy and puffy. Eventually bad things happen when Satoshi's aunt gets murdered. The police believes it's Satoshi. Satoshi is weird about it, but nobody actually knows what happens, and spoilers.
Not confirmed.
We never learn in chapter 5 what has actually happened. But ultimately, a few days after Watanagashi, Satoshi disappears and he is never seen again. Shion then has effectively a mental breakdown. She begins to imagine Satoshi's presence through sounds she hears. She believes she can converse with the presence of Satoshi, and despite his final request to her being to please look after his sister Satoko, she goes on a revenge trip to avenge what she perceives to be the murder and disappearance of Satoshi. Eventually, that leads to her unleashing her inner demon, killing Oryo Sonozaki, the grandmother. She takes revenge killing Kimiyoshi, the mayor. She, in a really weird kind of battle sequence, ends up killing Rika, who also summons, channels Oyashiro-sama, seemingly. Doesn't matter. And it leads into the end of chapter 5, where, to say Hinamizawa could, Keiichi.
We also killed Satoko first in a torture scene, which then leads into the kidnapping of Keiichi in the torture dungeon with Mion in the cell, where we also learned that Mion and Shion were swapped, and our Shion is the OG Mion, and our Mion is actually Shion.
A born Shion, to make it less, even more confusing. Eventually, we finally now, through her perspective, learn why she ends up not killing Keiichi. It's because he believes in her in a way that she wanted to be believed in.
That was the alternative route.
No, that's the main route. She says something that makes her believe that he's a good guy, so she doesn't kill him.
Yes, which is the route where you could choose, and it's not the official one. The official one is where she...
What Tifa is trying to say is that in the console re-release and with the mod we're playing with, there is a what-if scenario.
Yes, and
in the main story, she doesn't kill him because Keiichi says the right thing, showing her that he believes in her. Let me finish. This leads to the ending we know from chapter 2. Eventually, she has even more of a breakdown after killing her twin sister. She now is also haunted by her twin sister. She, through a balcony, escapes her home, goes to Keiichi, stabs him because I took everything from you.
Okay.
Tries to climb back into her apartment, falls, and eventually dies. We also checked out the what-if scenario, which is different. This is non-canon. Because there Keiichi guesses correctly that she is Shion, which pisses her off in the end, but she lets him go. He gets to have a nice day out with the now recovering Mion, even though it's left open-ended whether this is actually Mion or Shion posing as Mion. And during a nice day out, Keiichi seems to die from a random heart attack. Because he just dies. Randomly. Do you now understand what I was going for?
Now I get where you're going for. I was already thinking ahead to where she does kill him.
Don't think ahead. Let me finish. It's getting more confusing for everybody that wasn't here for it.
So yeah, that was the end of chapter 5. And now it's time for chapter 6.
Indeed, if Tifa doesn't keep not believing me with my recaps. Robotnik! No Eggman here, only egg people. Welcome in, Mommy. Don't know if I said that already. Happy Friday. How are you doing?
No, but I did. You were so busy with your recap.
Yeah, I had to fight you during the recap for no good reason. Mosshead Shion meets the local blondie and becomes Hinamizawa's King Fawn and ends up like Humpty Dumpty. That is...
kind of accurate, yeah.
110% correct. If you were confused by my recap, mostly because Tifa kept interrupting pointlessly, just read Yaya's recap. It's perfect. Yeah. If you weren't here, this is the equivalent of, I think it was like 14 streams to get through chapter 5. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, chapter 5 was 100% the best chapter out there so far. So, I'm curious to see what they're going to do in chapter 6, where we also don't have the best main character anymore.
Excuse you? Most likely I will get to be the main character again.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Wow.
Because I'm quite sure that was a one-time thing. But let's see. Let's
Because
see.
Tifa doesn't deserve to be the main character for a whole game. Actually, that's down to us so far. I think not having played a single game where a woman was the main character the entire time.
Not 100% true. We did, what's it called? Evil Residents? No.
Resident. Oh my god. I swear, I'm not trying on purpose to never finish a sentence.
Your leg.
But no, Tifa, you can't be like this and then try to save it with going, I'm just trolling. No, nobody believes it. Nobody believes you did that on purpose.
I even know the main character we played.
Yeah, okay,
It was Jill.
Jill what?
Valentine. So we did play a female main character, she just didn't say a lot.
Yeah, she didn't seem to really react to the story at all. A little bit. Before you start chapter 6, you gotta know this is peak fiction as well as peak literature. One of the fan favorites. You guys aren't ready!
Oh,
Okay.
chapter 6, one of the fan favorites.
Alright.
Okay.
Higurashi answer arcs is when the story's like, wait, this is peak? Always has been. Welcome in Yugi. Happy Friday. How are you doing?
Cheers.
Welcome to Jack Yells at Tifa for saying things that are factually incorrect.
Well, go press the button so I can press the button to start the game.
What button do you want me to press?
Well, I don't see the stream there yet, do I? Now I can.
No.
Oh.
Did I ask if you're ready? There's a way we do things here. So today... You're killing all of my energy. No, not my energy, my momentum. Every time I'm getting into the groove, Tifa goes, nope, pushes me in front of a train.
Imagine just not pressing the button.
Exactly, we're just not pressing the button right now. Are you all ready for starting Higurashi, When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi? There, I said it at once.
Yes.
Beautiful. Tifa, please press the button. See? Was that so hard?
It was. But okay, chapter 6 being a fan favorite, I'll look forward to it. It has to be really good to beat chapter 5. Because chapter 5 was absolute greatness. What?
Carry on. That seemed like you were not done with a sentence.
Well, I did. But you already looked at me when I said the first word.
Yeah, because I wanted to say I'm... Why am I showing you the settings? This is for me, so that when I set up chapter 7 in like 2 months, I know what settings I need to use. That's it. It's not deeper than that. This is for me. I could just take a screenshot, but honestly, I'm too dumb for that.
If you didn't say anything and I just started the game, no one would have better than I.
Yeah. But unlike you, I don't want to lie to our wonderful audience.
Stop lying. Anyway.
Tifa's trying to keep things from you all. Just saying, I give you the truth.
Well, regardless, I look forward to chapter 6.
I personally like Miyakashi better, but Tsumihoroboshi is very close. Alright. In your ranking, where would you put chapters 7 and 8?
Oh, okay.
I know, right, Psycho? Can you believe it? I shall resume my main character duties. Tsumihoroboshi, the first fall, atonement chapter. How is your reasoning towards the truth coming along? The next tragedy is ready for you. Enjoy. This is a humorous story with a tragic struggle at the end. The difficulty is 0. You can just enjoy the clowns milling about.
Did they say anything in chapter 5 about the difficulty? I don't remember.
Yes, they mentioned that in like every chapter, which still seems strange to me because we just advance. That doesn't seem to be something I perceive to be difficult other than the emotional turmoil they put me into.
I mean, in that sense, there is no difficulty. The difficulty is probably more like in trying to solve the answers with the material you got.
Also, can I steal that line as a description for the two of us? You can just enjoy the clowns milling about. I think that's very fair. Also, Yugi's ranking 5, 8, 7, 6. But we're all very good. Alright. Okay. I'll take it.
Because strong hope for the finale.
Are you ready, Tifa?
I'm ready.
that kids laugh.
We do that every day here. You're not wrong.
I mean, yes, but welcome in, Ranger.
Ranger.
All the love to you as well. How are you doing? Happy Friday.
Everything he said.
This arc includes choices that were added in the console version. These choices result in dialogue changes and can lead to bad ends. Do you want to see these choices?
I'm fine with not seeing them, honestly.
Tifa, we've done 2 like this already. Your opinion doesn't matter. Neither does mine. We'll do it the same way we did it the last 2 chapters. Why change it now?
Imagine change.
We will prompt choices and highlight correct answers, and then we will make a save there, and then Tifa can afterwards complain that, oh, this is different.
Hurry up, this is time-based.
Shut up. The first time I would try harder to avoid the inevitable tragedy. The second time I would be disgusted. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. Imagine Tifa not yapping so I can read the text.
You were busy complaining. I had to stop you for you to start reading the text.
You know what? That's what she gets. Not like you could restart. Psycho, I love you. I love you. Yes. Fuck you, Tifa. Trying to sabotage. See, this is what we get. Just because she doesn't get to be the main character of this chapter, she thinks she needs to be like this, trying to ruin our fun. But we're having something here, right?
I don't know what it is.
Be gone, thought.
Jack is very feisty today.
Do I need to remind you how you started the stream? No, may I?
Yes, you may.
Yes, we still want them prompted and highlighted. The first time I would try harder to avoid the inevitable tragedy. The second time I would be disgusted with the inevitable tragedy. The third time my disgust would turn into anguish. The 7th time I'd be laughing by them. The 7th time? Now, this is chapter 6. You're confusing me already.
We're already jumping out.
So I don't understand what that means. Let's restart again, right? Is this picking up in chapter 1? Where we spend ample time at the trash heap trying to get a legally distinct Colonel Sanders for Reina? Let's find out. The chorus of the Higurashi had replaced that of the cicadas. The cries came from a distance, echoed loudly and then faded away. They sounded so weak and fragile. Reina's voice was just like the cries of the Higurashi. She'd say something, but the words would quickly fade away. She sounded so fragile that it made me worry she might vanish into thin air along with her words. But nobody is pressuring her to continue. Mion dusted off the hood of an abandoned car and sat down on it as if to show how relaxed she was. She actually did look very relaxed, as if she came here to enjoy the cool breeze of the evening or something. Satoko followed Mion's example and sat down as well. She didn't look nearly as relaxed, however. I thought about following suit, but it felt rude to look away from Reina even for the short time it would take to look for a place to sit down. So I decided to remain standing. Rika-chan didn't sit down either. But she wasn't looking at Reina. Everybody else was looking at Reina, but Rika-chan was looking at the red sky. Rika's expression was hard to describe. She looked pale and blank at the same time, as if all of her emotions were gone. Reina wore the same kind of expression. She kept trying to say something, but it seemed like the words were stuck in her throat. She noticed Rika-chan was looking at the sky, so she decided to look that way as well. Mion did the same. So did I. Satoko looked that way too. And with that, there was silence.
They said end with that.
Alright.
You always make fun of me saying that.
Tifa hasn't done that in a long time. But for a while it was like a nervous tick for her. Where usually at the end of a stream, when instead of trying to find a natural segue or just going that's it for tonight. Tifa would just go, yeah, so that's our plans for the weekend. And with that, it was like she just, like she skipped part of her animation when she did that.
Yeah. There's not always a good flow into ending a stream, you just end it.
Yeah, so you just end it, but you don't go...
Yeah, and with that, you just press the button.
No, you end with that. Bam! See, that's how you segue into it. Anyway, why are we talking about the stream ending? We just started. It was like we were in a concert hall filled with a chorus of a Higurashi. A concert hall with the highest roof in the world. A refreshingly cool breeze tickled our sweaty bodies. I'm trying to give it a 4D experience and... No, you don't feel like it's...
It's a serious moment.
Is it? I don't know. I can almost make myself believe that we came out here to enjoy the breeze and the sunset. I could only wish that was what we came here for. The shadows of the birds flying across the sky soured the feeling of our quiet concert. They reminded us that time hadn't stopped. Nobody wanted to pressure Reina. We didn't want time to pressure her either.
Did we all come to dig out
No, never.
Colonel Sanders back then? Or only the two of us?
Only the two of us.
Okay, so
this is completely new.
So it's not that moment.
I have a feeling Reina just opened up about what happened back at her old school that made her grab a bat and smash the windows and attack other students.
Somehow don't think so, but...
What other situation would cause them all to not know what to say or do, other than to just be there with her?
Just enjoying the silence. Maybe Reina's just hyper fixated on something on there.
What about this entire scene so far makes you think, yeah, this is just a couple of friends hanging out?
I mean, almost everything, basically.
It's gonna be lurking while I take out my anger on new taxes by fighting in WWE games. Ranger, that seems like a very good coping mechanism.
It really does.
All the fun and thank you for the lurk.
What tariffs did Germany get assigned, by the way?
20%, I believe, as did all of the European Union.
Oh, I thought there was a difference in countries.
No, I didn't actually bother reading it because I don't care.
It's bad enough, regardless. Best to ignore it and it will go away for now.
And with that, back into the game. We wanted to keep the cool red sky as long as we could, so Reina could calm down and talk. Right then, I heard a sound and it brought us all back to reality. The hood Mion was sitting on had made a noise when she moved to cross her legs. I don't know whether Mion made the noise on purpose or not, but it reminded us that time had been passing by.
Didn't mean to bring it down, you did not, Ranger.
No, don't worry.
It's just a ridiculous situation.
Indeed. The noise took our attention away from the sky and back to the ground. Such a tasteless noise seemed to have urged Reina to speak. Reina heaved a small sigh, nodded as if she understood something and looked at us like she always did.
There's one thing I want to say, before anything else.
She was probably saying it to everybody, but since I'm standing in the middle with her looking at me, I nodded to her to represent our agreement.
I think I did the right thing.
Did I call it?
You did not call anything yet.
Her voice wasn't hoarse anymore. She sounded just like she always did.
I wonder how much we're allowed to struggle in order to be happy.
It sounded like a question, but nobody answered.
That's why I really like Michan's club. The one rule is to do whatever it takes to win, right? I think that's wonderful. If we were only allowed to do nice things, and if there was a limit to how much we could struggle, people who aren't happy wouldn't be able to seize happiness at all.
It's kind of deep, actually.
Misfortunes are like a chain reaction, I think. It definitely feels like it. once they begin, they're very, very hard to escape. In order to escape the chain of misfortunes, you need more than just luck or even assistance. I think you need to struggle as hard as you possibly can. You need to do your best. That's how you seize true happiness. That's what I believe.
Raina stopped talking, looked up, heaved a sigh and opened her mouth again.
But I'm not saying that I expect you to accept what I did. I know that was a very bad thing to do. Didn't you all look stunned a while ago? That tells me everything. What did Raina do at school?
I still don't know if this was about, or if this is about something that she did during one of their club activities, or if this is really what I said and she told them about what she did back then.
Yeah, same.
Really glad I bought my muscles STEM machine before any prices started shooting up. I've been saving my back these last few days. I'm glad you found something to make you feel better.
What kind of a machine is that?
It makes you STEM.
What's a STEM machine?
Why do you keep asking me questions, making it
You
obvious to everybody that I have no idea what I'm talking about?
You made it sound so clearly what it is.
Yeah, it's a STEM machine for muscles.
Electrical pulses. Ah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm glad that's something that's been helping.
Yeah, I'm happy you got one. And before the prices probably now will go to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna be feeling that for a while.
Potentially. But why do you have to call me out like that?
Oh, but that is... What? Oh no, you made it sound like everyone should know what that is.
Yeah, and everybody at home can quickly Google it and then act like they always knew. And I could just get away with acting like I knew and...
Well, I couldn't. But seriously, I'm glad that that has been helping. That can be such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the back is kind of important for like most movement. You need it all the time. I usually just drive and roll around on the bed for my muscle ache. I'm not laughing at you being in pain, I'm laughing at the image. Because you can't strain your muscles if you never move.
Yeah. You also can't strain them if you don't build muscles. Which is why we skipped the gym.
I skipped the gym because I was not feeling well yet. Do you see that shit-eating grin on her face? I'm paying for a gym subscription I haven't used for past 2 weeks. That's the epitome of dumbness. And it's her fault for goodness. Anyway, you can laugh, it's kind of fun. Okay, fair enough. No, I don't.
I hate muscle aches.
Been there, done that. And it's funny if it doesn't affect you, and it's definitely not fun if you're like, I just want to not be in pain.
This little spot right in between my shoulder blades, it gets all tight. Yes, shoulder blades are evil. And mine are always very stiff.
Yeah, that's why Tifa sits like this.
I always sit like this without knowing, and then...
Then I'm like, why don't you just...
Like, even now, I always feel the tension, but I'm thinking maybe to get like a massage once. I've never done it. Maybe that will loosen things up a little bit.
So I now took the armrest away from her because then she like sits like this by default. And I don't think that's... I'm not a doctor, but I don't think somebody sitting like a T-Rex is good for the body. The shoulder blades are the most evil muscles.
They're quite annoying.
For me, it's the neck, because one wrong move and I pinch a nerve and then I get massive headaches. But it's in the area, so yeah, agree.
Yeah, but everything in that area can affect each other, so it all sucks.
Yeah. It's the worst because both kids constantly want to be carried. We both have functioning legs. Ranger, the day when you will ask the last one that you have carried if they want you to carry them, and they will say no. And then at some point you realize, I haven't carried my kids in a long time. I think you might miss it. You will also probably be relieved because they're getting heavier. That's what kids do when they grow. I think maybe you'll miss it. And when that moment comes, find me. I'll let you princess carry me.
Oh,
that's what a friend does.
So cute. You should let Olivia work out a bit more. And then Olivia can carry Eli everywhere for you.
And when this is the genius. Let's spitball this. Here's what you need to do. You teach Olivia to carry Eli, and when you carry Olivia. That way, you only carry one of them. Physics! Am I right? This before or after you adopt me?
I've already signed the papers,
After.
Ranger.
After. You don't need to do it to get adopted by me. What if you just get a wheelbarrow?
That is also quite a lot of fun.
I love that idea. I love that idea. I would wheelbarrow people everywhere if I could.
And don't forget, you also gotta carry Pearl.
Get your dog like a pod racing kind of thing. Attach the dog with a leash to the wheelbarrow, put your kids in the wheelbarrow, and then they go yip yip, like in Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then like pod racing, you know, the dog just keeps walking ahead, and you just hold the wheelbarrow so that they don't go off road or something.
So
Yeah, see?
record.
See? Smartness. You just gotta think out of the box. You know who also thinks outside of the box? Me, when Higurashi. I've never seen her smile so self-derisively like this. That smile looked unbelievably painful. I could really feel how huge the distance between us was. There's nothing physically there, but I felt as if she's talking to us through iron bars or chain link fence. That's how great the distance between us was.
But it's okay. There's nothing we can do about it. That's just how things are in this world. If I were you, I'd probably look just as stunned, and I'd say something irresponsible and merciless.
She probably said that to hit back at us. So we're just putting on a mask of sympathy, enduring the spectacle of a clown on a stage. That's why she said that. She probably expected us to say something in return. But none of us knew what to say. Raina looked disappointed for a moment, then turned and clambered on top of an abandoned car. And she spread her arms out and gave a little twirl, letting her skirt billow up before she grabbed both ends and gave us a graceful curtsy.
Well then, are you ready for a story? This is the story of how Reina Ryugu did her best. I thought we just had the story, that's why we're stunned.
I think she led with a conclusion. Like, have I ever told you the story of how I got assaulted and then snapped and beat people to a pulp with a bat and got expelled from my old school?
Oh,
You know,
like that.
If you
okay.
start with, hey, did I ever tell you how I assaulted multiple people with a bat? People will already instantly form an opinion because they don't know the story yet.
Okay.
It's like when you see a movie and there's a bad guy, and then in the next movie they go into the backstory of a bad guy, and suddenly you go, huh, I'm beginning to sympathize with him.
Okay, yeah, fair.
There was no curtain or spotlight. She was atop an abandoned car amidst the trash piles, a stage specially made for her. We tried not to miss a word of what she was about to say. We believed that was the least we could do to not hurt her feelings. Chapter 6. Tsumihoroboshi. Higurashi when they cry, Kai. Alright, and we don't even get to hear the story. What the Or is this the story?
I think it's a skip.
I hate that so much when a story goes like, and here's the grand thing. Skip. And that's how we all reacted to it. I want to say that's the story.
You think this is Reina?
How about we pretend it's not, and worst case, we pretend it always has been.
Well, she is telling the story right now. Okay, then it is Reina. Let's say it's a winter month, like December right now. What would you do if all of a sudden you had a week of hot and humid days with crying cicadas? Would you still wear your coat and scarf? Absolutely not, right? Even though it's still June. It's already summer to us since we've been having hot days for so long. So it's totally okay to do this kind of club activity in June. It doesn't feel like Reina. This is definitely Keiichi, I think.
At my school, everybody usually does what they want in PE class, but today would be an exception. All my classmates were gathered in the schoolyard. Mion looked over everybody gathered there, then spoke up loudly.
Hey everyone, you ready? Oh, by the way, I've been making fun of... I got a trigger, or I remembered this right now, and I'm gonna summon Skinner probably in a moment too. I've been making fun...
Summoning all British people.
...of I'm gonna say the Japanese culture, and them having little girls wear bloomers during gym class, like this.
That looks so wrong.
You can't tell me that they can't wear shorts or anything, but they have to run around in bloomers.
Yeah, it's aerodynamic.
Yeah, sure thing it is. And I don't know how often I've had that discussion. And then while I was in the UK for my business trip, I also met up with Skinner and Benjima. And while I was waiting with Skinner for Benjima to show up at some point in the city, this group of girls walked past. And I was wondering, like, there's something wrong in this picture. And some of the girls were walking around in their underwear. And Skinner was like unfazed, he didn't say anything. I'm like, okay, so why are girls here walking around in their underwear? And he's like...
Where?
That's just sport bloomers. Yes! Why is this a thing? Like, it's not even just Japan, it's in the UK too. I cannot wrap my mind around it. How we let...
That's cool as well. The UK.
That we let schoolgirls.
You know, if roughly 50 years ago, you guys wouldn't have thrown tea into the ocean, then maybe you would have had the same now. Just saying. I don't get it either.
Wanted to say I couldn't think
you
of
see her mouth move, but no words come out. That's rare for people.
I couldn't think of the English word for it, but as sportswear that you have to wear for school, I just cannot wrap my mind around it. That it has to be bloomers.
It makes perfect sense from the male perspective. It's easy to masturbate to.
Well,
which is really gross. If you think about it. That's really gross.
So yeah, I've learned that it's not just a thing in Japan, but in the UK as well.
Like the idea that some old fart sits in his office and goes, yeah, all the prepubescent girls need to wear the underwear and then they need to do physical activity. And it's like, is there a good reason? Because in Germany, at least the school I went to, we didn't have gym class uniforms. Everybody would wear whatever they felt comfortable in.
So
and
we had shirts though that we got from school, but you didn't have to wear
we didn't
them.
even get that. We got nothing. We also didn't have a school uniform to begin with. How else are you supposed to move up to college? It's so disgusting. So some girls would feel, they would choose to come to gym class in like tight leggings, and I kind of understand that, because when I wear these, it feels easier to move around in, but also they're skin tight. You know that there is both worlds. And others would just wear like jogging pants or like gym shorts or something like this. I love leggings. Exactly. If that's what you feel comfortable in, if that's what you want to wear,
that is fine.
Go ahead. I have never once, no matter how hot it was outside, no matter how hot it was inside, I've never once seen a girl in something as revealing as this.
But to make it a forced attire, it's the same with like sports. What is it, like volleyball, where the women have to wear bloomers as well, and they're not allowed to wear the same pants that the male team does, because then suddenly it's against the rules and against regulations.
I don't get it either.
But yeah, now I suddenly got reminded that it's not just a thing in Japan. It's also the sports uniform in some UK schools.
If this is what you want to wear, be my guest. Being forced to wear this, I don't love it. This being forced attire is especially egregious because this is a small village, so yes. Yes. Beach volleyball is mostly watched for a very specific reason, because what's the point?
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but I think that's the case.
I mean, that is the worst. We all know that if you would allow the women beach volleyball teams to wear whatever they wanted, whether it was shorts
Tuxedos.
or long pants,
That'd be cool as fuck.
numbers or rating numbers, what is it? Rating numbers?
Yeah, viewership.
Viewership numbers would go down. Like, it is the reality, but still.
I mean, that's why we sit here in our underwear.
Like, give them
I'm
the
wearing
choice.
a thong right now. One of those edible ones, you know, the candy stuff? That's what I'm wearing. It's kind of uncomfortable because they're all on my ass crack. Of course, you don't see this because you don't want to, but I'm just telling you.
This escalated quickly.
I'm wearing the same jogging pants that I always wear. I mean, it's not the same one. I have 2 of these, but
details nobody needs to hear.
occasionally we wash our stuff. That's why we watch wrestling in this house. Undies is the required uniform for men and women alike.
Yeah, like equal rights, you know?
There is a lot to be discussed about equality and women's treatment in wrestling.
But yeah, this is what I got. Oh, this is what I suddenly remembered.
Thanks, Higurashi, for triggering this. Cheers.
Yeah.
Hey, wait for me. I'm a pupils too. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This is not the energy that 5 exclamation marks has.
Yes, it did.
Yeah! Better. I already raised the water guns in my hands. It's okay to use water guns in June because it's been so hot and humid. All my classmates were joining in, so it's gonna be a big water gun battle. I'm so excited. Yeah, also because the girls are wearing white shirts and we get to shoot them with water. Here,
That's the spirit,
thank you,
Psycho.
Psycho. Yeah, like it.
It's so exciting to do a club activity with everyone from class.
Yeah. It's going to be so much fun to play outside with everybody together. It's going to be fun for them, but we have to be serious because we can't lose.
Well, yeah, for us club members, every game comes with a risk.
Exactly. I look forward to the punishment our more careless members are going to suffer. Good luck, everyone.
I'm so pumped! Everybody, listen up. Did you all check your guns? Are your tanks full? We're all ready, Maebara-san. We're very good at gun battles.
Tomita and his friends play with water guns a lot, so they might have an advantage. We're different men today.
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun smiled confidently, holding their guns in a practiced manner. Their skills must give them confidence. They even look different. As we all know, Mion is going to be a tough opponent, but I think Sadako and Rika-chan could be too. What about you, Reina? You can move fast, but could you end up being their target as well? Huh?
But you could end up...
You can move fast, but you could end up being their target as well, so be careful. You've been losing a lot of games lately and taking most of the punishments.
It's just that the recent games weren't my specialty. But Keiichi-kun, I think you've been losing a lot these days too, haven't you?
Don't we both suck? You have no idea how miserable I was when I had to go home wearing a bra and my mom saw me in it right before I was about to take it off. Gah!
My last punishment was as terrible as yours. I'm ruined for marriage after having to do that.
I'm sorry, details? What? What? Satoko laughed at us loudly while we were shuddering at the memory of the cruel punishments we suffered in the past.
You've been low on both luck and spirit. I know why you've been losing so frequently. That's because, you see, you're both losers.
Is this the right way? No. Like this.
She's right. Once you get used to losing, you can't stop. After all these losses, your fighting
what?
after all these losses, your fighting spirit fades away. When you can't believe in yourself, nothing goes right, even if you're doing the same thing as everyone else. Truer words have never been spoken.
You! Haven't you realized that Reina and I took those punishments on purpose? Because we wanted to spare you that fate. You should be thanking us, not calling us losers. That's what I always say too.
Definitely a mood.
Oh, is that so? I'm very sorry for not thanking you enough then.
Satoko, you just added oil to the flames of my rage. I'll make you regret what you just said.
That's the spirit, Kei-chan. This old man hopes you can at least last long enough to serve as entertainment. Reina, you too. You'd be embarrassed if you were the first one to get shot. But I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
I do think Reina-san is going down first. Prepare yourself for a bad time.
No, Mi-chan, Satoko-chan, you're so mean.
Why is this music so good?
Reina and Keiichi, go for it. Yay. Sparkle.
Mion and Satoko laughed at us as loud as they could, then moved on to tease their next target. Left alone, all I could do was stomp on the floor in anger. Damn it! I'm going to win! I can't have them laugh at me like that again.
I agree. It feels bad to have them laugh at us like that.
It's not only how it feels, it's also how they step on my pride. Damn it!
Like Mi-chan said, it might be true that you can't stop losing once you get used to it. That's why we have to win today, no matter what, so we can get even.
Reina's eyes look different. She's usually a funny and weird person, but I know she has the determination to do what she needs to. When Reina looks like this, she can be a tough opponent.
Awesome. How did she have her hand?
Like this?
Like her thumb is on the outside.
Yeah, there.
This on one hand I can get, but the twisted one?
Yeah. Funnily enough, I sleep like this sometimes.
What, with your arm all twisted like this to have your thumb to the front?
Like this?
Yeah, but you need to twist it more. See, her thumb is all the way at the front.
Yes, there. Tifa is learning hands and perspectives. There, look.
No, now you just have it like this.
Look at the frame. Yes.
Oh wait, she does not have it twisted. Thumb moves... Oh, no, she doesn't. She's just holding it like this.
Yes.
I was twisting this one to be like that. But it's... never mind.
There. More natural for you?
Yes. That's also very natural.
I cannot get over the flash mid on the left side.
Just
I mean,
fused
image
into
right,
one.
but... Yeah. I prefer the console art.
That's how my hands look like in the Heat 2. They just start swelling up until it fuses.
Can confirm. Tifa is made out of Play-Doh. Frailer, frailer night. Something like that.
Then, today, I'll follow the
and with
first
that-
flat rule.
Sorry,
I'm going to do everything I can to win.
I interrupted you with my nonsense.
It's okay.
Would you please do it again uninterrupted?
Today, I'll follow the first clap rule. I'm going to do everything I can to win.
Oh, you sound determined. You sound cool, but also as if you've been going easy on them before. Reina smiled. Or maybe you could have called it a wicked grin. Wicked grin? Yes. She about to defy gravity? She was serious. She was serious about what she said. I could tell that from her expression alone. Among all the club members, Reina is easily the most sensible one. The rule of our club is that we can do anything in order to win, but she's the only one who has moral qualms in doing it. That's why we rarely have a hard time against her, except for when she snaps. It's rare to hear her say that she won't go easy. Damn it! When you grin like that, you leave me no choice! I have to be super serious about this too!
I always have to fight with all I have in our club, but I believe there's a time when I have to get super serious about it. I think today is the time.
Super duper serious. Indeed!
Yes!
We pounded our fists together. Usually, when we really don't want to lose the game, one asks the other to work together. But Reina didn't ask this time, which meant that she was going to try to defeat everybody by herself. No, not try. She was going to do it by herself. Reina looked really cool at that moment, but I wasn't scared. If she was seriously going to do it, I'd have to be serious and do it too. My fighting spirit had been dented after many losses, but it had begun to burn hot once more.
You look good too, Keiichi-kun. You're even scaring me a little. You look like you're going to defeat everybody all by yourself.
You look like you're about to launch into a long tirade about the quality of Russian-made porn and the influence it has on the Japanese porn media.
That would be one way to get the advantage in this.
Definitely. I know that's what you're going to do too.
That means we're going to fight against each other at the very end.
We would if we defeated everybody else.
I hope you'll be the last one I have to fight against.
Yeah, me too.
What are the rules even gonna be? Like first one hit and you're out?
I don't know.
Like it's an open field.
What makes you think I know the rules when we've been reading every line together so far?
Oh no, maybe I missed something.
Yeah, the fact that we don't know the rules. We pounded our fists together again. And then we lost.
Does everyone remember the rules?
Imagine if only I had pressed A!
No. You have to call it out when you get hit. Once you're hit, you can't shoot anyone, and even if you did, it wouldn't count.
Neon, I'd like to confirm the definition of being hit one last time.
When somebody shoots you with a water gun, you're hit. I'll break it down more for you, Kei-chan. You're only hit when it's water from a water gun.
So my piss gun doesn't count.
But what if you call it your gun?
No, what? It's water from a water gun. So Rika could potentially get her bottle of fox piss spray again and just blind everybody with it. I'm pretty sure in the end it was pepper spray, but I liked my idea way better back then.
Blind them first and then hit them with water.
Yeah, exactly. Or just take a metal bat and bonk them really hard.
Or that.
And then spritz them with a water gun.
In other words, you're not hit when somebody splashes you with a bucket of water. Only direct shots from a water gun count. I'm sure you're not so scared of Satoko-chan's trap attacks now, huh?
I will still have many kinds of traps ready for you. Reina-san, you'll be my first target.
Does it count if it's an automatically shooting water gun that Satoko has set up before the game?
I don't think so. You're not strong enough to take me down yet.
Oh, what did you just say?
Oh, I can't believe Reina gave Satoko tit for tat. This is going to be fun. Don't you think so, Kei-chan?
I don't think so. At least not for you, because you'll all be doing is choose. At least not for you, because all you'll be doing is choosing which of us is going to shoot you first.
Keiichi seems determined to win.
Mion seemed to sense a fighting spirit in me and Reina. You could tell that she's as serious as we are, just from the way she looks. Oh.
Alright. I like your spirit. Are you all ready to take a short break? Oh, come on, that was so smooth.
Yes, this is my disappointment in how good it was. I should have been the one that came up with it.
Well, let's take a short break and then start the battle. How about that?
Fine. Let's do it. The worse it hurts, the more sense it makes.
BRB.
BRB.
And we're back.
We are. Now, let's get back in the spirit. Imagine getting into the spirit and then she makes you take a break.
Well, alright. I like your spirit, just not yours. Are you all ready to start? Everybody, get to your positions. The ones you drew by lot earlier.
Everybody had to draw lots to pick a place to start the game from. It wouldn't be fun if everybody was close together at the beginning of the game. By the way, my starting position was behind the school building. When I drew the starting position, I thought about hiding until... I can't read today. When I drew this starting position, I thought about hiding until there were only a few people left, like I did in our last game of tag. But a defensive tactic like that wasn't interesting to me anymore. I hadn't been this excited in a long time. Which chapter did we play tag in?
Tag? I don't remember.
Was it 3 or 1?
I do not remember.
Because I think that answers which chapter this one is going in tandem with. My legs were shaking with the excitement. It was my first time experiencing that kind of feeling. I could hear Mion's countdown from some distance away.
3, 2, 1.
A single shot of a toy pistol echoed. With that sound, I was already running around the building. There had to be some underclassmen nearby. I usually assume that somebody else would take care of him, but this time was different.
New music too.
Kind of Final Fantasy fight-ish. I dig it. Ah! I stood frozen in fear as I ran towards him, screaming at the top of my voice. It took a moment too quickly to decide whether to fight or to run away, and in that moment I shot one after another. I'm still running, just with one side because I need to be able to advance attacks. Sorry guys, you just got unlucky with where you started. I felt bad for them because they lost the game so quickly, so I rubbed their heads to cheer them up, and then I took their water guns. I think I stopped running. Yes, that was the key factor in this game. You can't put very much water in a water gun. With 10 people around you in a gun battle, the water would be gone in a minute. I abandoned the gun I used to shoot them, held one of their guns in each hand and scoped out the schoolyard. He is now dual wielding. Just like I expected, there was an intense battle happening there. In the short time it took me to take care of the area behind the school building, it seemed like most of my classmates were already shot.
Handy.
I wasn't surprised though, I kind of knew it would happen. You need to have a high skill to fight in the open schoolyard. Especially when most of the club members were there, it must have been like a battle of elephants and ants. Never heard that phrase before, but it makes sense.
Same.
What is that thing Mion is holding?
Do they all have to bring their own water gun?
A water bazooka. Probably. Mion was holding a different water gun from the one she had when the game started. She was now holding one that looked like a huge machine gun. Its range capability, its pump action shooting, and the amount of water it can hold were way beyond comparison. There were no restrictions on what kind of water guns we could use today. As long as it is a water gun, we were allowed to use any kind.
I used to have a Super Soaker 450.
I forgot the name, but I had a thing that was basically like this size. Like, I think when I got it as a kid, it was bigger than me. That thing could shoot. Most of us have normal pistol-style water gun from... Most of us have a normal pistol-style water gun from a local toy store or something similar.
But those are so small.
Yeah.
You can tell here who has the richer parents, yeah, basically.
Yes. Like we all have the knockoff cheapo ones, you know, that go...
And the one where you fill them with a little bit of water and then plug it with this little plastic thing that doesn't fully come out. And it's like this...
Mion has like this like rifle kind of thing that she just dips into water and goes... Yeah.
Or where you take out these big tanks at the top and then you just have to go blub, 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 until it's full.
Fill that with like 100 gallons of water, put the tank on your back, put the wire, the cable, the hose in there and go...
There we just go pew pew.
Yeah. Psst, psst. I would have bought a bigger one like Mion's if I had one. But they weren't in stock and I'd have to order it in. In other words, Mion ordered hers a long time ago just for today. She's always well prepared when it comes to winning. She must have thought that we weren't allowed to... She must have thought that we wouldn't allow her to use the big water gun if she showed it off before the game started, so she must have hidden it somewhere in her inventory in the back of her bloomers. Clearly. It looks like most of our classmates were shot right after the game started. Only a few were still alive, trying to survive as long as they could by using their heavy construction equipment as a shield. Mion mercilessly shot at them from various angles to make them come out from behind the shield.
Stop hiding, cowards!
She'll need to reload at some point.
Well, that's the question, if you're allowed to.
Yes. They didn't say you couldn't.
That is true.
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were trying their best to resist her attack from behind their shield. It looked like they had no choice against her. It looked like they had no chance against her, but that actually wasn't true. After all, the two of them were only still alive because of all their experience in water gun battles. They survived the first few minutes of her assault, even though 99% of her classmates didn't, and they were still surviving at that very moment. Mion, however, is also a battle-hardened soldier. She used the advantage of her big water tank and gradually but certainly drove him into a corner. It was only a matter of time until she broke him down.
At this point, I feel like that also should have been empty based on the description.
You don't know how big the tank is and how efficient the gun. We're cornered. It's not fair that she has a machine gun.
All we have to do is survive till her tank runs low. We don't stand a chance against her when she's shooting at us like this.
They tried to hold out against her, but all they could do for now was to keep running behind cover as Mion strafed closer and closer to them. They wanted to use their 2 against 1 advantage, but it seemed like they wouldn't even get their chance. If they tried attacking recklessly, one of them might get shot and then the other would have no chance of winning. So they grew more cautious, placing their bets on their final chance, but that caused their offense to wane. Oh. Of course, Mion saw through their plan. She was purposely provoking them so that they'd lose their patience and start attacking her recklessly.
That was very enemy.
Mion circled around the construction equipment and now she was standing with her back towards me. If I went up against her machine gun fair and square, I wouldn't stand a chance. So, attacking from behind would be the only way for me to defeat her. Even though she was in a defenseless position, there was some distance between us. I was still too far away, but it would still be better to attack her now than to take her head on. Don't hesitate, Keiichi, you won't have this chance again. I stepped out from my hiding place and ran as fast as I could towards her with 2 water guns in my hands. Instead of approaching slowly and silently, I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Why do people always do that? Go for the surprise attack, don't ruin it.
Mion!
What? There you are, Kei-chan.
Mion seemed a little shocked by my surprise attack, but she immediately pulled herself together. She knew the advantages of her weapon, but she didn't shoot me just yet. She held back, luring me closer. Mion was well aware of how much water she had left. If she had the same kind of water gun as me, we would have had the same range capability. So it would have been down to our technique to decide the winner. If she was fighting against one of her underclassmen, she could have defeated them easily. Mion immediately calculated her chance of winning against me and figured out that her only chance was to use the advantage of her water gun. She saw the eye of a tiger in me and recalculated her chances of winning in a split second. Really, I can admire how fast she does these things. I ran at top speed to shorten the distance between us. Our strength should have been equal. I had 2 water guns with full tanks and she had a machine gun with a half-empty tank. We both waited for the perfect moment. And I'm not going to throw away my shot. I wanted to quote Hamilton and I fucked it up gloriously.
You have difficulty speaking today.
Fuck you. Yeah, because I was benched a whole chapter basically.
You're rusty is what you're saying.
I'm too excited.
Your fighting spirit deserves my respect, Keiichi. I'm not sure if I would have been a match for you today if I didn't have this gun.
I'm disappointed in you, Mion. Your calculations are off today. Did you say you thought you could beat me? Because you don't stand a chance!
Suddenly it feels like we got a budget increase.
Yeah, a little bit. Or the developers learned some new tricks with the engine. The moment we step within range, Mion and I pulled our triggers at the same time. Mion set her sights squarely on me while I was trying to shoot and run at the same time. Her shot would obviously be more accurate than mine. My shot of water flew towards nowhere. Mion didn't even need to duck. But Mion's shot made a beautiful arc straight towards my chest. I could see the line of water coming straight at me, but I was too unstable to dodge. Mion had no doubt that she got me. But then...
Why don't the kids now hit her? You need more than spirit to defeat me. I knew you'd be the first to go down.
Still disappointed in you, Mion. Your calculations are really off today.
Bullshit. You can't dodge that shot. This water just going in slow motion while they're talking like, oh no.
Talking is a free action.
It's still going. It's still going. It will go straight through you and you'll regret the moment you chose to come up screaming rather than creeping up from behind. I'm the water trying to hit you.
You really disappointed me today, Mion. Get your hand out of my face, I can't read like this. Sweet, but go for my chest, not like up here. You're really disappointing me today, Mion. You could have figured it out if you spent just one more second to think. You could have figured out the reason why I didn't creep up on you, but screamed as loud as I could instead. Mion noticed my surprise attack and turned around to face me. In other words, she turned her back on the opponents she was fighting earlier.
Oh, there we go.
These opponents heard my scream and saw that. Those opponents heard my scream and saw that she had turned her back on them.
What? What's this?
Mion noticed her back was wet and cold. She finally understood that the underclassmen she was attacking just earlier had shown their fangs and attacked her from behind. I blocked her water shot with my arm. Right before it hit my chest, he parried the bullet. The line of water was broken into droplets and splattered away.
Damn it! I got hit first, so my shot didn't count.
It took too long to figure it out. Now get down, Mion. Mion squatted down and covered her head. Now it was me versus Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun. Their reflexes weren't so bad. They knew well that I'd be their next target after Mion was gone. They didn't feel sorry at all for attacking me right after I just saved them from their predicament. I can respect the cruelty and how quickly they shifted gears. They may one day be able to join our club if they keep refining their sense and skill. Our next target is Maebara-san. Let's get him.
It's 1 against 2. We can take him.
They were, however, one step behind me. It was already too late. For them, Mion was their first target and I was next. But I was different. My first target was them from the start. I didn't even see Mion as my target to begin with, because I knew they'd take care of her. I was pointing my guns at them long before they moved their sights from Mion to me. It seemed like they noticed at the last moment that both of my guns had been pointing at them from the beginning, which meant it was already too late for them. I jumped over Mion, rolled on the ground and landed on my feet. I looked as elegant as an athlete who had just finished a perfect performance. I had a gun in each of my hands, and with those guns I shot them each in the middle of their chests. So fast.
How could the two of us lose against one?
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun fell to their knees in disappointment.
I can't believe you did all this, Keiichi. Guess I'm off today, like you said.
Mion wiped the dirt off her knees, looking frustrated. Don't worry, it wasn't you.
Then why did I lose?
That's simple. I twirled my guns on the tips of my fingers. Revolver,
This when you get shot?
ocelot. I have to win sometimes in order to keep looking so cool. There were only a few people left alive. Reina, Satoko and myself. Reina and Satoko were fighting fiercely. Were they evenly matched? No, Satoko was pushing her hard. Moving fast, she was driving Reina into a corner. Reina was usually gentle and slow, but today she was different. She was very serious today, and yet Satoko was still overwhelming her. She was a tough customer even without her tricky traps.
Do you remember threatening me earlier? I suppose you were just bluffing.
You move well, but I'm still going to win.
I want a water gun that makes gunshot noises when I pull the trigger. That makes it way different somehow. There's a difference between bang, pew, bang and psht, psht, or with a smaller one. No?
I prefer my...
Fair enough. Satoko kept moving around, piling on pressure in order to pin Reina down. She kept shooting, so her tank must have been almost empty, but her shots were still sharp and fast. I noticed a bucket near her feet, which was full of many water guns. I understood, seeing that, she had been taking guns from others who were already out of the game. Yeah, we did the same thing. In this battle, reloading bullets, water, was more crucial than the actual shooting. The hole that you put water into in these guns is rather small. To put water through it from a faucet takes time and requires a certain amount of skill. In a battle like this, it would almost be suicidal. I understand that well, so I'd been taking guns from the people I defeated, but I could only hold one in each hand. Satoko used a bucket to overcome the limit. Reina looked like she had only one water gun. I assumed she had two earlier, but she must have used a lot of water during her long battle with Satoko. It looked like she was trying to save her water for the right moment, but with Satoko's fierce attacks it was obvious that it was only a matter of time before Reina was driven into a corner. However, Reina is also quite skilled. She only pretended to be driven into a corner, but she was actually luring Satoko to a place where she'd have the advantage.
Tell me again why Keiichi is not hitting one of them while they're distracted.
Because he respects the hustle. Don't be disrespectful to their match. You know?
Yeah, but this is a match where one survives.
And?
There is no playing it fair then.
I have a really bad example. You know swinger clubs exist?
Hmm?
So, imagine you are at one and you're watching two people really go at each other. Where? I don't know where, I've never been to one, I have no desire either. Anyway, imagine you are at a swinger club and two other people are really going at each other and they're having a great time. It's really heated. Now Tifa, with her "oh why doesn't he just go over and interfere," would be like going over and just randomly joining. Whereas Keiichi is clearly letting them have their moment.
Isn't that the point of a swinger club?
Not necessarily, I believe. I don't think it's like Fortnite where people just form one big human pile.
I'm just saying, this is a last man standing sort of thing.
If you have experience with this, please correct me if I'm wrong.
So make sure you are the last man standing.
I mean, let him have his fun.
You don't need permission here to join the fun.
Last man standing. He literally is right now, if you want to take it. Anyway. There was a narrow, twisting path near the gymnasium warehouse behind the school building. With Reina's water levels running low, she'd want to turn things around with a single close-range shot. That narrow path was a perfect place for her to do that.
What's wrong? You're slowing down a little. Getting tired?
I appreciate your concern, but I'm not tired at all. I think you should worry more about your remaining water. You haven't shot back at me for a while. Your tank is empty, I suppose.
If you think so, why don't you stop hiding and show your face?
I will pass. I'm aware you've been holding on to your last shot.
One shot is all I need. I'll be nice and shoot you in the forehead. I don't want you to get your clothes wet after all.
That's very sweet.
I never imagined I could have such a thrilling battle with you, Reina-san. However, with the amount of water you have remaining, I doubt you have enough pressure to make that last shot go far.
Oh, you have to keep going.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, well, it's on a water gun, like it's different then. Fine, let me go to forward motion.
No, can you do that again? What do you need to do to make your shot go really far, Tifa?
You never had the pump on your water gun?
I have many times, yes. Even when I didn't have a water gun.
I'm not saying anything.
And if any guys out there telling you they didn't, they're most likely lying.
I'm just saying all of the big water guns have a pump.
Not just the big ones.
Can't have a normal conversation here at all.
No, not while we're playing Higurashi, no. And not when you do these hand motions.
I was pumping up the water gun.
What's Jack doing for 45 minutes in the bathroom? Pumping the water gun, probably. It's summer after all. Satoko was right about that. Reina had just enough water to make one last shot. As the amount of water left in the tank dwindles, the range of shots you can make shortens. That makes the last shot the shortest and weakest of them all.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Your hand motion completely sent me that way, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Regardless of her absolutely disadvantaged situation, Reina didn't look frustrated. I could tell she had no intention to lose. It was almost like she didn't even see Satoko as a threat.
You picked the perfect location for yourself, did you not? I have to treat cautiously.
Satoko seemed to understand how dangerous Reina's last shot was going to be better than I did, since she was the one actually fighting against her.
I don't play chess very often, but I believe this kind of situation is called a stalemate, is it not?
Do you think when people have a stalemate, they start looking for a different partner?
Stalemate.
You killed my pun.
Because I don't get it.
A stalemate. There's a reason why I left a little bit of room between the two words. Welcome to Every Joke Becomes Really Funny If You Dissect It with Tifa.
Well, we go straight into the explanation so that everyone can laugh.
Assisted comedy with Tifa.
Oh, that's actually a good one, yeah. From now on I'm gonna call it assisted comedy.
You're welcome, please trademark that. Satoko took out another gun with a full tank and shortened the distance between them slowly and carefully. A gun with a full tank doesn't only have a long range, it also has enough power to make shots more accurate. If they shot at each other in a frontal attack, Satoko would have a 99% chance to win. Even so, Satoko was still afraid of Reina's last shot. Satoko shortened the distance even further, smiling as if unafraid, but I could tell that she was actually full of fear. Satoko compared this situation to chess earlier, but it wasn't exactly the same. In chess, you can use some pieces to drive your opponent's king into a corner, but in this case, there were only Reina and Satoko. You can lose some of your pieces in order to achieve a win, but Satoko doesn't have any pieces other than herself. A king can't drive the other king into a corner alone. That's called a stalemate. That's why while at first glance it looks like Satoko has the absolute advantage, they're actually on equal footing.
Let us finish this. It's not like us to wait for the bell to bring an end to this battle.
You're right. Let's do this.
That's strange. I thought Rina wouldn't have to move just on a dare from Satoko. What kind of plan did she have? Rina had been hiding behind cover for a while, but she came out without hesitation. I noticed something right away. Rina had a different gun. Satoko seemed to notice it as well.
I had a plan to hide here when my water ran low. I hid a gun in advance.
Damn, she's good. In using a trap at the last moment for a come-from-behind victory, it was as though she was taking Satoko's best skill from her and firing it right back. Satoko no longer had any advantages now that both of them were pointing their guns at each other with full tanks. But she still looked confident. What was going on? Did she have some kind of plan too?
That gun you're holding right now is very important to me.
What do you mean?
You would have kept waiting for your perfect shot and wouldn't have come out of hiding if you didn't have that gun.
At that moment, lightning ran through my brain and I instantly understood the situation. She tampered with it. Of course! Reina was in a disadvantaged situation earlier, but it was actually the same for Satoko, since she didn't have a chance to make a shot while Reina was in hiding. Reina had remained cautious in order to hit her with the last shot, and that made it difficult for Satoko to attack her. However, what if Reina didn't need to take the last shot for come-from-behind victory? No, I said it wrong. What if Reina got a new gun with a full tank? She'd stop hiding and come out to fight against Satoko.
You see, I knew from the beginning that you'd run over here in order to obtain that gun.
Let Satoko talk crap, Reina. You don't have to listen to her, just shoot her right now. Reina thought the same thing. She shot at Satoko without any hesitation. But she frowned in confusion a moment after. What was going on? She couldn't shoot. Was her water gun broken? Or did somebody break it?
Didn't you know that you can easily break a water gun by putting a little bit of sand in an empty tank and pulling the trigger several times? Oh no.
The trap master has trapped again.
You knew I was hiding my trump card here and pulled a cheap trick like that, huh?
I told you. You only set one small trap at the last moment. That is the beauty of traps.
But your trap card has activated my trap card.
And suddenly I have the Exodia. You lose. And then Reina kicked Satoko in the head. When it comes to traps, Satoko remained a notch above Reina after all. I couldn't believe Satoko figured out Reina's plan in advance and set a trap to counter it. Reina, you made a big mistake. You should have kept the old gun with you. You could have at least made that last shot. But it's too late now for you to pick it up again. Reina was in a worse situation than she was before. She could even take another shot. Where's Rika in all of this?
Didn't he say that they were the only tree still standing?
Oh yeah, true.
Be prepared. You told me earlier that you'd shoot me in the forehead, did you not? Well, I will be at least kind enough to do you the same favor.
Satoko slowly narrowed her distance again and pointed the muzzle at Reina's forehead. Reina still didn't look like she'd given up. She still thought the game was undecided.
Because she had the other gun in her bloomer inventory. Satoko-chan, you're not as good as you think you are.
What did you say?
If you got me with your trap, it'd be your right as the winner to allow yourself the room to breathe and smile like you're doing right now. But all you've done is drive me into a tough spot. You haven't killed me yet. Don't you think it's a little too early for you to act like you've already got me?
I thought you were going to say something much scarier than that.
Eggplants. Squash.
Whoa.
I know, right? I went for it.
This is not November.
Sorry, I overdid it.
Makes no difference, because I'm going to get you right now.
If I were you, I'd just shoot rather than keep talking. You know why? Because if I didn't, I'd lose.
Lose? Are you talking about me? I highly doubt you can fight with a jammed water gun.
Do you remember the rule? You're hit when it's water from a water gun.
Oh snap, she doesn't even need to shoot, she can just open the tank and splash her with it.
Huh. So what are you saying?
My chair agrees, the creak confirms it. When I heard her saying that, I started running. My target was Reina. Satoko was already dead to me. Why? She was going to be shot by Reina within the second.
I have absolutely no idea what you're referring to, Reina-san. What do you think you can do with a jammed water gun?
As long as I have water in my gun, I could still fight. Don't you get it yet?
Reina raised her broken water gun up high and smashed its handle on the wall of a school... I need to breathe. Reina raised her broken water gun up high and smashed its handle on the wall of a school building as hard as she could. The plastic broke easily and water flowed out of it.
As long as the water from the gun hits you, you're dead. It doesn't matter where the water comes out.
Reina was right, she just saved herself by thinking it through. If she was using a real gun, bullets would only come out from one end of a gun. But this was a water gun. She could make her bullets, water in this case, come out from any place, not just the barrel of a gun.
Wait, so she just smashed her gun to the wall?
Yeah, broke off part of it and now she can just splash her with it. Satoko finally realized that she was standing defenselessly in front of Reina. She should have shot the entire time. Satoko's trap was successful, but she overestimated its effect. She should have just shot Reina without hesitation before Reina noticed her new water gun was jammed. She was going to fail because she had grown overconfident of her victory. With sharp pieces of plastic flying to Satoko's face.
Potato, potato.
Giving her the Shion treatment.
It's a by all means necessary sort of a battle.
Exactly, you don't need those eyes, right? Slashed. A second before Satoko pulled the trigger, Reina swung her water gun as if slashing Satoko with a sword. Satoko fired her bullets, but it was too late. A second before Reina would be shot down, a blade of water hit Satoko in the face. No, not hit. It cut her face open.
Your endgame wasn't good enough.
Me when Marvel.
Can't believe I lost.
Rest in peace, Satoko. Yeah, and then Satoko actually lunged forward and then accidentally she actually like scraped off like an inch of her face with a broken water gun.
No. It was the force of the sand that scraped off part of her skin.
She swung so hard the water with the sand particles in there actually created a blade, an actual blade. Yeah, and then she cut Satoko's skull in half.
Or the pressure turned to ice as it went on its path to Satoko's face and went straight through it.
It moved so fast, the air super froze it.
Basically, yeah. I already said it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did before we started talking.
Don't you miss it when we didn't have to think about Tifa? Reina threw the water so fast, the shot pressurized water at Satoko so fast it clapped her with a sonic boom. Yes, and then her whole body crumpled because of the imploding of the air as it ripples back into normality. Basically what thunder does, that's why it's so loud.
And all people will see after a crater.
Yeah, just a dust of red, cloudy blood. I know it was gruesome, but I didn't mean for it to go to your stomach. Reina ran towards Satoko, who was still standing. Reina ran towards Satoko, who was standing still in shock, and took her water gun. Reina knew I was her last target and that I was running towards her. Please don't make me yell again. Reina! Reina, using her superior mobility, began to duck and weave. We were evenly matched. Neither of us neglected to make any effort possible to take advantage of a situation. Why doesn't anybody just take a human shield? Why doesn't Keiichi now just grab Satoko and hold her in front of him? So that Reina, even if she shoots at him, just hits Satoko and not him. Any means necessary. That's not really what?
Not really a thing.
Why not? Any means necessary.
Yeah, but they're dead bodies. He'd have to drag up. Then they'd have to pretend to be unconscious, basically.
But Satoko is tiny.
Drag them up.
Satoko is small.
Yeah, which makes it even worse, because then you'll still be hit while holding her.
Adrenaline. Oh well.
I knew it'd end up being a one-on-one battle with you. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me.
I'm seeing you in a new light today. I didn't know you had the guts.
Rather than a new light, I'd like you to see me in a romantic way.
Okay.
That was a love confession. Also, the art style in some shots completely changed. Like these new art thingies, they're very different.
Is she confessing for the sake of confessing? Or is she confessing like this to throw him off? I can try if you let me win.
No thanks.
We circled around for construction equipment, trying to take shots at each other. We were both sweating like crazy. But I didn't feel tired. Big drops of sweat trickled as they ran down my body. Rapid bursts of water flew across both of our paths. Neither of us had the advantage or disadvantage. I didn't feel elated that I might win or frustrated that I might lose. I was just enjoying this battle with Reina. It was like a dance that I couldn't dance alone. A dance that I could only dance with an opponent.
Reina sure is sharp when she gets serious. It's giving me chills.
Keiichi-san is good too. He's evenly matched with her. I can't tell who's going to win.
In fact, none of the observers could tell who was going to win. Neither could we. We had no idea who was going to win. We had no idea when this battle would end. I didn't know why, but it was great fun just to fight against Reina, and I didn't even care whether I won or lost. In fact, I never even wanted it to end. As we fired at each other, both our tanks emptied, shortening our range. Inevitably, it became more and more like a melee than a gun battle. We fired our water guns as if trying to cut each other with blades of water, swinging the gun like a sword. We both came up with the idea to swing the gun hard to generate centrifugal force in order to increase the range of our attacks. I dived to duck her shot. I rolled on the ground and landed on my feet. I ducked her shot again and swung my gun like a sword. Who could have imagined that our club's water gun battle would turn into one-on-one close combat like this? Absolutely nobody. Banger OST alert, all Keiichi Goat fans stand up for the national anthem of K-Goat. Alright.
Well, it's definitely the music that fits a water gun battle.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, you think so too, Reina?
You too, Keiichi-kun?
We were both breathing hard, calculating the timing needed to take a closer step. And then, we both grinned wickedly at each other. This is so fun! I don't want it to ever end!
Don't hate me if you lose.
No, never! I'd hate myself for ending this game. But I know I won't be the one crying in the end.
I don't know about that. Your feet are getting weak, like they're made of straw.
Shut up! Wow. They both look so cool. Sugoi.
Maebara-san, go! You have the
Okay.
power of God and
An
enemy
enemy on
by
our
the
side.
side.
Ryuko-san, you can get him! I became relaxed enough to enjoy the battle and finally realized that many of our classmates were watching our one-on-one fight. I barely had any water left. I would have to make the next shot count or I was done for. It seemed like Reina was in the same situation too. The next shot will decide it. I wish we could fill up our tanks and keep doing this forever.
Well, people enjoy things because they end eventually. Flowers are beautiful, especially because they wither.
I see, that's one way to look at it.
It's been fun fighting against you, but this is it.
Indeed. Sorry, but I'm going to end this battle.
Good luck, Keiichi-kun.
Don't cry when you lose.
Let's do this!
Hell yeah! Ah!
Even?
Wow.
Which one of them won?
The cries of the cicadas echoed in the quiet schoolyard. They sounded like the hand of a watch ticking away the seconds. Neither one of us moved. We took our final shots and now stood motionless. It looked like one of those duels in Western movies. Who hit the other first?
I don't know. I couldn't see it.
Our classmates broke the silence first. They finally realized that our intensely beautiful one-on-one battle was over. Class press, what is your decision? Mion in turn realized that she had to deliver a verdict to end the game. But she was just as stunned as the others and it took her a moment to recover. Mion was taking time to render her verdict. In fact, Ren and I didn't know who won either. But I did know that it's time to say, hello Dark Lord, happy Friday, how are you doing?
Dark Lord, happy Friday.
My last shot flew fast and splashed sideways as if a blade had cut her chest. I knew that for sure. But at the same moment, Reina's shot hit me in the shoulder. Whoever shot the other first wins. But we didn't know if it was me or her. That's why we stood motionless, waiting for the verdict to be delivered.
Did you see it, Rika?
I can't tell.
Glass press, who won?
Everybody held their breath, waiting for Mion to call it.
Well, then both won, didn't they?
Ren and I kept staring at each other. The spectators were the only ones who were interested in who the winner was. To us, it wasn't that important. We had a great battle. We had both really wanted to do better than the other. We both wanted to call it a tie. For this great battle, settling for a tie would be the best and most proper option. In other words, this one-on-one fight wasn't a battle to decide the winner. It seems like everybody is thinking the same way.
Me?
Double punishment?
Yeah. They can't move if you don't deliver a verdict. Yeah.
Mion hates to settle for a tie because she loves to draw a line between superiors and inferiors. She tends to settle for a tie when deciding who is the loser because it's more fun to have as many people as possible suffer the punishment, but she's never settled for a tie between winners before. Mion holds a special feeling towards the meaning of being number one. Everybody continued holding their breath, Everybody continued holding their breath, awaiting her verdict. Please make it a tie. Everybody wished for that in their hearts. Mion was hesitating to make the decision. Classic Sonozaki mentality. Yeah, but this is Mion, right?
Hard to
I would
say,
think.
isn't it?
Yeah, not like we know. She could have chosen a winner more easily if one of us did even a little bit better than the other. But even if one of us did a little better than the other, I feel like nothing fits better than settling for a tie.
I do think this is me on though.
Possibly.
The two of you did great today.
Mion finally started speaking.
Kei-chan and Reina, you showed us significant spirit and skill today. The explosive power you showed us was so beautiful that it's beyond even the highest praise I can ever give. It's very difficult for me to decide who the winner should be after watching such an amazing battle.
This feels a lot like the speeches Gordon Ramsay gives in his shows. When it's like multiple competitors, like what's it called? Hell's Kitchen?
Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the I have to stretch the time before announcing the winner, and
We
then
need
maybe
more drama.
we still throw an ad in, like build up the tension.
Then you mean we have two winners?
I don't like to have two winners. It's not really the point of our club. However, they were both so good that it's very hard for me to decide who was better.
So, tiebreaker? Do it again?
So, I'm going to call it a tie for today. And they'll still have another battle some other time to decide the winner.
I expected she might settle for a tie, but I never thought she'd make us have another battle. Maebara-san, you were awesome! You were so cool!
Dark Lord, thank you for the 5-stream streak.
Thank you indeed.
It was their hat, Mr. Krabs. They were number one. Only one can be number one. And unfortunately, I forgot his name.
Plankton. Tifa's face. The audacity. He said the P word. It's never Plankton, even I know that.
Yeah, no, there's an episode where they go about who is number one. And there's only one number one.
That makes sense.
But I forgot the guy's name. Fake fan, wow.
I don't even know the episode.
Ryugu-san, you gave me chills. It was like, you set our hearts on fire.
Highlander? Yes.
No, in SpongeBob.
There needs to... If there isn't a Highlander knockoff episode of SpongeBob, there needs to be one. The classmates rushed towards us and praised us for showing them something that cool. Reina and I were finally released from the tension of battle and dropped to our knees. Okay, but can we now talk about the fact that you said you are romantically interested in me? Because I feel like we should talk about this maybe?
I think it was just throw him off. Oh, that was Smitty Werbenjägerman Jensen.
Oh.
That is number one. I completely forgot the name, and even now it doesn't...
I know
like,
that name. I know that name.
Ranger always remembers as well. But yes, that was the episode.
It was more like a romanticism of a competition.
Oh, that works too.
Hell no! If you tell me I'd rather you see me in a romantic way, I'll hit you up later. I'll talk to you about it. I mean, now I would tell you thank you, I'm flattered, but it's not gonna happen.
Biscuits?
Maybe.
Too bad. We tied.
Yeah. I can't wait for our next battle.
Filed that on the banter. Yeah, I see it the same.
Oh, here we go. Hand holding, that's a big step in Japan.
Can you give me your hand?
Of course. I was going to ask you the same thing. Oh, are they gonna do the... Yeah!
I think we just do the... Good job. GG.
Tifa, why do you find every possible moment to do this motion on stream?
Because normal people make that motion without going off-road.
Off. Don't do that while off-roading or driving. We both smiled at each other. It was the first time we ever hit it off like this.
That aside.
She's pulled a fast one, hasn't she?
Yeah, that's me.
What do you mean?
Mi-chan's trying to get away without suffering the punishment while we're distracted.
She was just trying to sound cool, but the main reason she delivered that verdict was to protect herself.
Yeah, hey!
She's running away! Look, looks like my guess was right! She's so obvious. The bell rang, the sign that class was over while we all laughed at Mion. After that,
Good job out there, you two. Here, use this towel.
Rika-chan held out a towel, a big smile on her face. However, Rin and I stepped back and pointed our water guns at her.
Me? I was already shot many times. I told everybody I was already hit, but nobody believed me.
I mean, that is a strategy, isn't it?
Rika-chan was soaking wet. Well, nobody believed her because she really could be that sneaky, pretending that she wasn't in order to stay in the game.
It's your own fault that nobody believes you.
I'm sorry, Satoko, did you...
It's
you have a
your
frog
own
in your
fault
throat?
that nobody believes you. Sometimes it's hard to believe anything you say.
That's what I have with Tifa. And then she's like, I don't understand why you feel that way.
Beep. Everybody's so mean to me. I feel lonely. I'm lonely like a poor kitten crying in a cardboard box because nobody wants her. Beep beep.
Aww. Boom! The sound came from Reina's head. I saw a circle of smoke coming out of it. Reina must have pictured Rika-chan meowing like a cat in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Rika-chan is an abandoned kitten. Kitten! I'm taking her home with me.
Aww. Ouch! Meep meep. Boom? Reina, you're ruining how cool we looked earlier. Reina was back to her normal self and jumped on Rika-chan like a chameleon capturing its prey.
I've never seen a chameleon jump on its prey.
Yeah, exactly.
And they do that.
Don't they do the blam?
Basically.
The Yoshi sound, but real life? Rika-chan struggles to get away.
Come on, everyone. Get back to your classroom now.
Chie-sensei clapped her hands and yelled at us from the window of the teacher's office. Let's go! Everyone exchanged smiles and ran back to the classroom. Scene! Alright. I like this fast-paced, more intense kind of game way more than when they explain the rules of a board game to me.
Yeah, because here you don't need to understand any rules. Also, that was a short chapter.
Because it was fast-paced too. Pleasant weather. What a lovable, normal day in Hinamizawa. I know, right? Must be nice.
Let's enjoy it while we can.
Yeah. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't have to rely on a fan to keep me cool. I can take down my futon from the windowsill, place my cushion near the open window and enjoy the cool breeze of the evening. According to my page a day calendar, it's June 1983 today. While it was still June, it seemed like summer skipped the rainy season and was already coming around the corner. This was very abnormal, apparently. Even if it was abnormal weather that only comes around once in 100 years, if it was supposed to come in June of 1983, then it wasn't so much of a big deal. It was inevitable. On the other hand, the sudden evening shower on the way home from school was more unpredictable than anything else. Every day had been in perfect harmony, as if it was all carefully planned. It felt like something good was going to happen this year. How should I put it? It's like the feeling I get when I roll a 6 on the first row of a board game and start off with a huge lead. When it comes to a die, the more you roll it, the more the total averages out. We actually roll a die many times every day of our lives. So it's not like one stroke of luck is really a big deal to be overly happy with. If I roll a 6 on my first throw and a 1 on the next throw, the total is 7. If you believe in fate, you might say there's a higher possibility of a 1 to come up on the die. I don't think that's fate, I think that's statistics. You know? Because like there's an average. The average of dice rolls is 3.5. Because all the sides add up to 7.
Yeah, which is fate.
I guess. It's a shame I only learned this now because I would have absolutely loved to see my teacher's face in high school when they go, Jack, did you do the homework? Please present your solution to this problem. And I just go, equals fate. I think they wouldn't have been happy about that. But you can never actually tell what number you will roll. That's what fate is all about. You might roll a 6 again. The chance of rolling a 6 twice in a row is 1 out of 36. But if you look at each throw one by one, there's only a 1/6 chance of that miracle. The glass wind chime Satoko put up yesterday was making a refreshing sound. So that was...
Good pointless.
No, that was Rika.
Oh.
I would assume. Right? I woke from my dream still feeling excited. I must have had a very happy dream. I already forgot what it was about. It felt as if there was a switch that automatically made me forget my dreams when I opened my eyes.
It's annoying, isn't it?
I hate that. Especially when I wake up and I feel like down in the dumps. Because I still feel the emotion of a dream, but I don't remember the dream. I just wake up in a shitty mood.
No, the worst is when I remember, but when I try to recall it or tell you, the thoughts just like...
Vanish.
They just vanish as I'm recalling
yeah,
it. But
they get further and further away.
Yeah, but I do remember it. But the moment I try to speak it out loud, it's gone. You know that feeling?
Yeah, I hate that. You know, for all the advances in technology and like medicine, and we never yet developed a tool that makes it possible to record dreams. One day, maybe. All I could remember is that it was a happy dream. I looked at the ceiling and enjoyed the happy feeling for a while. It was Sunday today. Outside the window I could hear a morning birdsong that sounded totally different from what I heard on weekdays.
This is the first time, I think, we hear birdsong.
Yeah.
The very first time it's something other than cicadas.
Also, this is the weekend birds. You know, birds are all government drones, so they work in shifts, of course. Somebody has to do... Yeah, exactly, it's those weekend birds, right?
Yeah, but in none of the chapters so far we have heard birds, I think.
Oh, we've had the sound effect before, but...
no comments on...
Yeah, I don't think not pointed out like this.
It's always the cicadas.
Yeah. The morning birdsong on weekdays sounds like they're in a rush as if they're telling me to hurry to school. But on Sunday it's different. I could tell that the birds are singing simply because they want to tell everybody how great a morning it is. I even felt like the birds that sing on weekdays must be different birds from the ones that sing on Sundays. Exactly, it's those weekend birds. It's the Sunday birds.
No, that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to in spring. There's a couple of birds that are near our bedroom window.
I love that.
And because you don't wake up at 4 a.m.
I do.
At the first ray of light, and the birds get activated. And we all know that all they're singing about is their big dicks.
Yeah.
And how amazing the nest is that they built.
I have a nest, I have a big dick, I have lots of food, I wanna fuck, I have a nest, did I mention my big dick, and all the food? Look it up. Usually,
That's basically all it probably is.
Usually birds are singing for mating purposes. So, you know.
I love
But
the
it's
sound
cute.
of birds.
It sounds nice.
And they're absolutely adorable. And they sound cute. But they are right at the windowsill at 4 a.m.
Or just, fuck you, other bird, fuck you.
My dick is bigger than yours.
Don't go to his nest, don't go to his nest either. He's an asshole. He once cheated me in a game of blackjack. Yeah, something like that.
All the bitches come here.
Yeah.
I collect the bitches.
I wonder if there really are birds that only sing on Sunday. It sounds like a very luxurious job for some reason. It's a waste to listen to such valuable birdsong when you're not quite awake. As I fully awaken, my normal crude personality takes over and I start feeling stupid to even think that there might be birds that sing only on Sunday. I think it's a cute idea. As I yawned and stretched, my blood started circulating through my entire body. It felt good. I turned over and looked at the clock, which says it's past 10 a.m. How? There aren't even hands on that clock! Oh, welcome, Tifa. I did that one for you.
Thank you.
I used to go to my cram school on Sunday at 10 a.m.
It's like how the turn phone thingy doesn't even have the holes to turn anymore.
It was before I moved to Hinamizawa. My parents made me go to several cram schools back then. I remember that one I had to go on the first and the third Sundays of a month was the hardest one of all, because I had to change trains several times to get there. I was never allowed to sleep in so late back then. My mom always woke me up early so that I didn't miss my classes. That's probably why I've always dreamed of being able to wake up whenever I wanted on a Sunday. Needless to say, I don't feel that way anymore now that I moved to Hinamizawa. After all, I can sleep till noon on Sunday now. And miss breakfast? That's horrible. My life has changed completely since I moved here. Before, I used to think living in the countryside would be really inconvenient. To be honest, I wasn't even interested in living here. But it was only the first few days that I felt that way. Now I don't feel attached to the life in the city or its conveniences. When I think about what part of my life in Hinamizawa I'm the most attached to, I'd have to say it's probably my friends. I guess the reason why I'm being so sentimental is because I had so much fun yesterday in the water gun fight with all of my classmates. Despite my age, I got so into it and had so much fun. Despite my age. I'm only 15, I feel like an old man. My best friends. Yeah.
But we only have one bestest friend.
Yeah, but that chapter already happened. Maybe now we can have multiple best friends. I bet the kids in the city wouldn't be able to play like that. No, I should say they wouldn't even want to in the first place. They wouldn't even realize how exciting a simple water gun fight could be. I went downstairs and saw my parents watching a serious TV program, arguing about the topic together. First of all, telephone service charges in Japan are way too expensive. It's because the state has a monopoly.
But private companies are profit-oriented organizations. They're not exactly charitable. I wonder if they can maintain uniform service nationwide.
The experts on TV were arguing about the same thing. It seems like there was a possibility the telephone service will get privatized. I'm too young to understand how privatization could make things better. Spoilers, it generally doesn't, because of capitalism. But I can easily assume that people will start talking about privatizing the postal services in the near future too. My parents were arguing about the topic fiercely, but they got along very well. Let's put it this way, they get along well, and that's why they argue.
No, that's why we argue.
That's like us.
Yes.
Bitch. It's true though. Sometimes we argue just for the fun of it.
No, that's true.
I don't remember seeing them get along this well when we were living in the city. Hey, look, that, Sam and Skinner. Welcome in Skinner. Congrats on being first.
Everything
Nice.
he said? How are you doing?
Before,
If the Emperor had to come out and fix your phone, if something goes wrong.
yeah, imagine. That would be kind of cute though. Like, because it's an empire-owned thing, only the Emperor would be allowed to fix your phone. You know, nobody ever gets to see the guy because, you know, you're not worthy of seeing them.
Except when your phone breaks.
Yes, basically.
Just got back from the gym. I'm dead. Oh, why you go to the gym?
Yeah, why so late, man?
Yeah, I know, right?
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, like
You did that to yourself.
Actually,
Yeah, go in the morning.
oh, no, that's still
Yeah, F.
Anytime is really.
Good thing we're going tomorrow.
I'm meeting with friends tomorrow.
Yeah, not all day.
Yes, I am.
No, yeah.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm going to a bookstore.
Yeah, but not all day. Tifa,
I will
I
until
can see the
closing
movement
time.
on your face.
I will until gym closing time.
Then we go on Sunday. Yeah.
That clashes with Monday.
Then you go every day. Sunday you do legs, Monday you do arms. Yeah. Exactly. Uh-huh. Bumped into my friend earlier and was chatting for a hot minute. Okay, fair enough. As long as you had fun. Some salmon and pesto pasta for lunch and a very tiny ice cream cone. Ah, that sounds nice. That sounds way nicer than going to the gym.
It definitely does, yeah. I agree on that one.
And this is probably one of those things that got better since we moved to Hinamizawa.
Phone service.
A cold relationship between parents doesn't bring any benefits to their kids.
Oh, Keiichi. You're up early today. Do you want to eat breakfast?
No, thanks. I'm going out today, so I don't need anything. Are you going out with your friends? Is it those club activities that you always talk about? No, it's not a club activity today. It's the punishment for the game we played yesterday. Someone rang the doorbell. I looked at the clock and noticed it's time to meet Reina. I guess I spent too much time enjoying waking up late. I ran upstairs to get a change of clothes. I quickly changed and ran to the front door. Reina was chatting with my parents. I always feel uncomfortable when my parents talk to my friends. I'm afraid they'll say something embarrassing about me.
That's what their parents for.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Keiichi's parents. Did you see your son the other day when he had to cross-dress as a punishment? I think he mentioned something about you catching him wearing a bra. How did that make you feel? If I told Reina that I wet my bed till I was X years old or something, she wouldn't wait until Monday to tell everybody in my school or maybe even everybody in Hinamizawa. Hey Reina, good morning. I'm sorry for making you wait.
Keiichi-kun.
Reina and my parents looked at me and laughed. I said good morning and they laughed. I guess I was too late. Parents must have already told Reina some embarrassing secrets about me. I don't want my parents to tell her anything else, so I put on my shoes in a rush and pushed Reina out of the house. My parents waved at us, smiling.
Have a nice day. Reina-chan, please take care of Keiichi. No. I'll take care of your son.
And all of his needs. Keiichi's parents, of course, are Maebara, Ichiro, and Aiko.
I've already been ruined for marriage.
For marriage? Management has ruined me already.
Corporate life.
Uh-huh.
You know it.
Did we ever get to learn their parents in the game? I assume that's from the manga.
Their names or?
Yeah, because I don't recall their names ever being mentioned, like not even once.
Might have been during one of the business party things once, but I don't recall.
No, I think when they stuck to pronouns.
What it could be. They said their names during the Hinamizawa disaster. Oh,
true.
Fair.
Details. Yeah, during the school.
Don't worry. I'll take good care of Keiichi-kun.
I have no idea why you'd have to do that. I don't need you to take care of me. I dragged Reina away from the house and we were on our way. They didn't survive it, unsurprisingly. Yeah.
Not shocking.
We rode our bicycles to the town of Okinomiya. It's a long way away. It's an easy ride to the town because it's mostly downhill. But needless to say, it's a hard ride on the way back. I felt like Reina was giggling whenever she looked at me. I badly wanted to know what kind of embarrassing information my parents had fed her before I came downstairs. I tried to give her a new subject to talk about in order to get whatever she heard from my parents out of her mind. So
what?
Pork bone and ginger flavored ramen. Yay or nay?
What does that have to do with this, Olsen?
You don't remember pork bone and ginger ramen?
Yeah, but what's the embarrassing part?
It's not embarrassing, it's a different topic. so that she doesn't think about embarrassing topics.
Oh, that's what you're trying to do.
Only Tifa would be like, oh god, they told her something embarrassing about me. Quick, let's change the subject. So, Reina, how do you feel about bleenuses?
You want to see mine?
How come you're so close to my folks?
Well, we are very close because we talk a lot.
When do you talk to my parents? I've never seen you having a conversation.
I see your mother a lot at the grocery store. She's there a lot on special bargain and extra point days.
Oh yeah, my mom keeps a close eye on those.
Just like the entire city.
She sticks notes like that on the refrigerator. They are always all about when and where she can get things cheaper.
Whenever I see her at the store, we talk about what we're making for dinner that night and we do the shopping together. A few days ago she told me that the curry sauce was on sale and that she was going to have curry and rice for dinner that night, so I did the same.
That's cute. I remember we had curry and rice the day before yesterday. So you had curry and rice on that day too, huh?
Oh yeah, that's how she knew about the ginger and pork bone ramen.
Probably,
now that you
yeah.
mention it, yes, this answers the question on how she knew.
Yeah.
It's not even stalking, she just got the information.
Yeah, but then she made it weird.
And then, no, but yeah, she made it weird, yeah. But she got it from a normal source, and that's also probably where she learned that they were going away for a bit.
Yeah.
And that Keiichi was alone anyway.
Yeah, possibly. But still, that's no excuse to suddenly go. You only have pork bone and ginger ramen, don't you? Your parents aren't here, are they? No.
Yeah, but it answers something.
That feeling when no cute friend to stalk you.
We stalk you, Psycho.
No, we don't.
Well, maybe not.
What do you mean maybe? No, we don't.
You saying we're not cute?
Yes, but we don't stalk anybody.
Well, fine.
You have beautiful eyes, Jack. Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you.
Yeah. You had pork curry, didn't you? Pork was on sale that day, so your mom and I both bought some. So when I was eating my curry at home, I knew you were having the same dinner.
So she knows what I'm eating for dinner almost every day. It didn't bother me, but I did feel kind of embarrassed.
I usually see your father with your mother at the grocery store. Your parents get along very well, huh?
Yeah, they like to go grocery shopping together. I think they're a good couple for their age.
I think it's very important that your parents get along well. It's cute that they still go grocery shopping together. I sometimes try to send Jack to the store alone and he doesn't want to go. Or when I want to go to the store alone, I'm never alone.
Because I am adorable. Because Tifa has a cute friend who stalks her. It's me. And we also eat the same dinner usually.
That's very true, we do.
Yeah.
It's starting to get creepy, isn't it?
It's almost like we're in a relationship or something.
I know.
Oh my god.
People get the wrong idea.
What's the right idea?
That's a good point. At first tells you she eats the same dinner as you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean...
100%. I am telling you, I believe that. We've mentioned many times how in movies, games, shows, it's always okay if a person doing it is cute. But tell me that's not also the case in real life. If an attractive to you person tells you that they had the same dinner as you, you'd be like, huh. But when just some random person that you don't care for tells, it's like, huh, how do they know? That's strange. Inside HR meme. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but if you then learn that they also do the shopping together, it kind of changes things. Like if you hunt the same sales.
No, if a person I don't like suddenly would go, yeah, I see your dad at the store every other day. And we talk about what you have for dinner. I'd be like,
I don't see a problem with that.
Dad, can you stop going to vet store? And also, if this keeps happening, maybe restraining order or something?
I've had people that I didn't like, but I did get along with their parents.
Everyone desires me carnally, unfortunately. Yugi, how do you deal with that? How do you cope with a realization that everybody just wants you? I've said it before. I started gaining weight so that people don't just want me for my body. I mean, it worked.
Can't relate. I mean, same.
I don't. Huh. Fair enough.
I don't desire you carnally. But I do desire your dinner.
Yes. I desire your sin carne without meat. That sounds worse somehow. I was trying to make it vegetarian friendly for me, but somehow it sounded worse.
It's okay.
If you tell somebody I prefer you without meat, it's more like I want to skin you, I want to see your bones. Yeah.
It's oddly romantic, isn't it? Say goodbye to the conventional ways. You can't escape the hours. You lose track of the days. The more... Wait, this seems
It's a
like...
poem.
Yeah,
Say
that's
goodbye to... Wait, for moments like these, I need like a beret kind of thing to channel my poetry slam energy. me.
Cannons! To the left of them.
Cannons!
To the right of them. Folly and thunder.
Wasn't there another cannon? Doesn't matter.
It could be.
Say goodbye to conventional ways. You can't escape the hours, you lose track of the days. The more you understand, seems the more like you do. You never get away. Everybody wants you.
And you should have made a more dramatic pause between once and you.
I didn't want to make it too creepy. I could have also licked my lips while doing that. Everybody wants you.
Now you just make it creepy.
Yeah, on purpose. No, this is my natural state of being. Every time I say the word you, I go...
Kind of is, honestly.
I've got saliva all over my face.
If you think Billy Square is a poet, sure. Well, I don't know who Billy Square is, so you could...
Squire! Where do you see square?
I know, I read it as Square. Squire.
I do not know about William Triangle either. Billy Square.
I read it as Square.
Yeah, I knew. You said that. That's enough about my parents. What about yours, Raina? Do they get along well?
Yes.
Tifa answer, yes.
They do. They're always hugging and snugging. So...
I'm sorry, I need you to redo the line and say it in actual English because nobody uses that word. Unless you're a Harry Potter character.
They're always hugging and kissing, so I feel like there's no room for me in the house. It's an accident.
Snogging, if anything, is an English term. Yeah, but like British English isn't real. Like it's color, not couleur. It's neighbor, not neighbour. Catch my drift? Just English, yeah, fake English.
Jack's just not very good at English.
I am 1776 American with my English. I see it and I drop that shit in the water. Her parents are a lovey-dovey couple, huh? I've never met Reina's mother, but I imagine she's just like Reina. I could easily imagine her mother going crazy about the spot her husband missed when shaving, because it looks so cute to her, like sesame seeds on white rice. What? What?
I'm not fully sure I'm getting that. Is it that the sesame seeds on white rice look cute?
So first of all, how is sesame on white rice cute? It can look appetizing, but cute?
Maybe if you do the thing where you form it into shapes.
Okay, fair enough. She must love to touch her husband's chubby stomach because it feels so soft. it was funny how easily I could imagine her mother doing those things.
Why do you want to imagine that anyway?
Why is he imagining what?
I think it's just a press A
What?
moment, really.
I have a very vivid imagination, and I can tell you that never once have I pictured any of your parents rubbing each other's stomachs. No. I tend to not think about your parents at all. Weird.
What's so funny?
I'm curious about your mother now. I'm going to go to your house next time and meet your mother.
What? No.
You talk to my mother. It's only fair that I talk to yours too, isn't it?
But my mom isn't as interesting a person as you think. She's normal and boring.
I can even picture how she looks. I know it. She looks just like you, doesn't she?
What? No, she doesn't. She doesn't look like me at all.
Then why are you acting so weird? Your reaction tells me everything. Anyway, I'm really interested in your mother now. I'm going to see her sometime. Be prepared. And be prepared to call me Dad. How I met your mother.
No way. If you really do come to my house, I'll be so mad at you.
Your daughter has been a great friend to me.
The best.
No, wait. It'll be more fun if I say something like, I've been seeing your daughter and I'm serious about her.
If you come to my house, I'll tell Michan and the others the story from when you were little.
What kind of stories are you talking about exactly?
Well, the one that I heard from your mother is about when you were 4 years old. And the other one is about the slide when you were 6 years old. And another one is when you were...
You got me, Reina-san. I'll never get within a 100-meter radius of your house as long as you live.
Thank you.
Damn it, Mom. Remember this. We arrived at the station. The place we were going today is right near here. It's a restaurant called Angel Maud. We're meeting up with the others there. I was surprised when I saw the restaurant. It's usually a normal and quiet restaurant, but today there were many people in front of it. They didn't look like they were waiting in line to get inside. It looked more like they were just loitering around. Why do parents love to tell embarrassing stories? Is it enriching for them?
Because it's fun, isn't it?
It's bonding, I think. I mean,
You can both have a laugh about it. It's usually not even that bad. Gives you a subject to talk about.
so I want to say there are some parents that have children, but they're being bad at being parents, and they get off on embarrassing other people. So they're the
I
ones.
100% disagree there.
There are people like that. I didn't say all parents are like this. Yeah, see, at least if you get mad
you're
at me,
immediately thinking of the bad side of it.
some people are assholes and they have kids too. Yes,
But that's the minority.
I didn't say the majority. I said some
But you
people.
immediately go into the negative first.
Yes, to finish with a positive.
I feel like that's how it should work.
So you kept interrupting me during the recap when I was correct, and now you're unhappy with me starting with a negative, trying to finish with a positive.
Yes,
You'd rather I finish with a negative to leave everybody down.
yes.
Who hurt you?
My parents, when they told these stories.
I'm not allowed to talk about them, Yugi. I'm sorry.
You're ready, you shut the fuck up.
Doesn't everybody? I don't care. It's one of the boons of being a parent. My childhood something fun and silly. No, I really think for most people it's just like a bonding thing. They don't mean anything by it. They don't necessarily consider that you, as the recipient of all of this embarrassment, might feel differently about it. Because it's like, hey, look, this is fun and quirky, right? Everybody has stories like these, so why would ours be unique?
As a parent, I would do it to be you.
Yugi, fist bump. Thank you so much for taking my point and running with it when Tifa was clipping my wings.
No, but you have the evil, like, I'm just gonna tease you, evil. And you have the evil, like, doing this to hurt someone. And that's where you were going.
Not quite.
Well, it felt like
Which you would have known if Tifa had let me finish.
it. It felt like it. I'm just saying.
Famously, kids say the darndest things. True. Charles' friends would come over and a devious smirk would curl on their lips. The Grinch smile. Today is the day when I ruin your street credibility, child.
A lot of the times would be like during a new girlfriend-boyfriend visiting the parents who whip out the baby book, yeah.
And this is the first shit my child took. Yeah. Skinner had a wonderful, awful idea, yes. Yeah. Depending on what kind of baby, like in general, what kind of pictures or mementos your parents take. Because didn't your family keep a picture of the first turd of your brother?
Yeah, and I brought it to school as well. During my poop presentation.
What? Yeah. Yeah. Is this a Dutch thing? Tifa?
No, it's not. But we had to...
Tifa, people would like to ask, is it a normal thing in the Netherlands, where you were born, where you're from, that people just take pictures of random turds of their children and then put them into picture books to tell others the story later? Thank you for your statement. We will take this silence as nothing but condemning agreement.
I hate how casually Tifa confirmed that story.
Yeah.
If you meet my family, you'll understand a couple of things. But yeah, I did take a unfortunately, I lost it, so I also can't post it anymore. But we did take a picture of my brother's first shit in the toilet. I had printed it out, and when I had a school presentation on poop, I also took that picture along and made it move around the class. I think...
No, Tifa.
I was sure we had the link to the video in there.
Tifa so often has a great idea, and when she doesn't pay attention to the fact that I also had this idea, but I'm going to execute it way better. Tifa would like you all to watch this video.
What have you brought in for show and tell, Tifa? My brother's shit. Basically, the presentation was beautiful, and I have the majority of it is in the video that Jack posted.
Yes, that's a YouTube video from our YouTube channel. It's safe. It was born of an idea expanded upon from Tifa's school report.
Did you decide to present this, or did your teacher just have a very poop-centric report? No. Back in school, we all had to just like pick a topic and do a presentation on that. And I had decided together with a friend to do one together and do one on poop. And basically, actually the one in the video, I'm not sure if we even mentioned that as well, is, I want to say 80% of the presentation I did word for word translated into English. We just had to take out a couple of parts.
Because they were racist.
Because the picture was extremely racist looking back on it. So those are the bits that we took out for the redo of the presentation.
Before Tifa continues, we took out the racist parts because it's not that Tifa wrote the racist parts. Tifa got inspired by this presentation from a text she allegedly found online. So she had looked it up again, we went through it and was like, well, there was, for example, one bit about the indigenous people in like Alaska and stuff, like Inuit, people who live out in the frozen wasteland, basically.
And how the Chinese dealt with their poop.
Yes, using it as fertilizer, using it as fuel. And those things are true. There is no two things about it. They are perfectly true. but the words they used in the presentation, basically, instead of going in ancient China, human excrement was often used to fertilize your own garden, which you can look that up. Instead they went with, in China, they pooped in the gardens, and they would even ask their guests to leave their poop there for fertilizer.
Yeah, but back then, especially in the 90s, you had like these whole websites where you could just download presentations off of it. And that's where the majority of us got it from. So we found a presentation on poop, added a few things, used it.
So
like,
we took
each memorized our parts.
Because if we had put them in a way that is factually correct and not easily taken as racist statements, the thing would have been way longer and then it wouldn't have been nearly as funny. You know, nobody wants knowledge on the internet when you learn about poop. The important bits are in there. And the mystical and distant orient, exactly. Yeah, it had a very they kind of energy. You know, those people. And
it was perfect that I had the picture of my brother's first poop in the toilet.
I think the ultimate question here is, why did your parents photograph it?
It's kind of funny because I remember the moment where we all went to the bathroom to look at my dad taking the picture. But I don't actually remember...
Your dad took the picture?
Yeah.
But why?
I don't actually remember why. Did he have trouble? I think it took a while. But I don't 100% remember what the celebration was.
This is beyond... Yeah?
What's the age gap between you two? 10 or 11 years?
Yeah, something like that. Can confirm.
11 years, I believe. Could be 12 actually.
And yeah, sometimes you read stories on the internet where like, this is made up, nobody does these things. Yeah, people do that. Case in point, Tifa's family.
So you were old enough not to look.
She did.
Of course
I wasn't there, but I bet she did. Did you look?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, see.
I even printed the picture out myself. Like, I went to the store to print it out so I could take it along for my presentation, which was weeks later.
Tifa's younger brother, I can never pronounce that correctly, cat shit. Tifa took the picture to school and you think she didn't look. Exactly, yeah. Yugi, you get it. You are riding the wave of logic here, yes. Yeah. Catchy. I will never understand how you can write something Kate Sif and then, well, it's Keiichi. Why am I here again? Because earlier you said I have beautiful eyes and now you get to see them again to make up for the fact that Tifa is telling you these stories.
They're entrapping, aren't they?
No. See the power of beauty.
I had so much fun back then.
It's Irish, the same way it's spelled Banshee, but you pronounce it Banshee. Oh, holy shit, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's the spelling of Banshee. Thank you, I learned something today. Made me more loquacious. They say his name in Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Fair enough.
I never played it, so I get the...
Not yet.
Fair enough.
Maybe at some point.
So no one else has poop pictures?
I want to argue that I would assume most people that do possess pictures of their fecal matter do it for medical reasons.
Well, I guess that's a no from Psycho.
For the love of God! Funnily enough, this is still not the most shit we ever talked on stream, I think.
That's true.
And with that, they should just line up and go inside like normal people. Wow, what's going on? There's so many people here. Well, back to work for me. It's cool, Dark Lord. You were here for the most important parts.
Have an awesome rest of your shift.
Please do, and a great weekend.
And that too.
The restaurant has a big event today.
I heard that many people are coming from far away. Is this the...
There's a flag saying Dessert Festa in front of restaurant.
Exactly. Which chapter was that?
I heard that Angel Mort holds events like this several times a year and a lot of people come to attend from all over.
That was chapter 3, wasn't it?
It has to be chapter 3 because in chapter 1 we didn't know Angel Mort yet.
Then it's 100% chapter 3. Remember where Keiichi got a...
But that's not how chapter 3 worked.
True.
So the question is, does chapter 6 play around chapter 3? Or, I mean, it has to, because seemingly it does, because this seems very similar. But it's not directly chapter 3, because the setup was different in chapter 3. In chapter 3, Keiichi did something. Yeah, he went and helped out with their baseball match. That's when he had this ginormous long talk with the other baseball player, and they let them win in return.
No, that wasn't the dessert thing.
Yes. Yes, that was the dessert thing. That was chapter 3.
Yeah, but there was this thing with the special event where you could get in... No, that was some...
Or was that chapter 2?
That was something else.
When did Keiichi get the tickets? That was chapter 3 for helping out.
Yeah, but that wasn't with the baseball player.
Was it not?
No, those were 2 different events in Angel Mort.
Then it could have been chapter 2. How about we keep pressing A and then we'll find out at some point.
I do actually know the cat. I've seen the character before at least. From the Link Skinners and...
Oh.
Today, only people who have a ticket can get into the restaurant. And 1 ticket allows up to 4 people to get in.
I see, so these people are waiting for friends who have a ticket.
Not exactly. Some people have tickets, but don't have 4 people to go with.
So you're saying that these people are just here to find someone who'd like to share their empty seats? At that time, the crowd of people roared in excitement. What was going on?
Wait, have you never played Final Fantasy VII before, Tifa? I have never played a single Final Fantasy game. Besides the online one.
14. This guy has a ticket!
He's trying to get inside alone when he can bring 3 more with him! How rude! Please tell me, let me join you!
If we will join you, I'll honor you with a rare Angel Mort trading card.
I'd come with Front Field's newest summer kit issue and its limited edition pack!
I'll give you the beta version of Higurashi with a mode lets you change everyone's outfits. Oh?
Make a deal with me for a modded version of Cheese Figure!
I'll give you 10,000 yen in real money. What? Yen is real money.
You fool! RMT is prohibited! Report! Report! Account banned! Oh, that's a Discord mod.
I have no idea what they're talking about. I understood every single thing.
I thought I was all alone. No, you are not.
Aww.
The fans of this restaurant are a little scary, huh?
Fans. Anyway, what about our ticket? There are 5 of us. How are we all going to get in?
Shh. You know, Michun's family owns this restaurant. So you know.
Mion is so cool sometimes. Rena makes a fist and gets all fired up.
Well, let's go. We're going to dash through the crowd without stopping.
That seems like the best course of action, actually. Okay. We nodded at each other. Since we were a group of 2 at present, it looked like we had 2 more seats to share. These people might try mobbing us in order to get a share. Why would you try to attack a person who can potentially get you inside? Do you really think anybody would still be willing to sit with you then? Then again, if you bully them into taking you along, they'll just leave because they aren't up for it, and then you can just... yeah, fair enough. We crouched down, getting ready to run. A crowd of people seemed to notice us. Look! Look at them! They're going to force their way through!
And he's trying to fill a booth alone with his girlfriend! How reprehensible!
3D pick disgusting, 2D is best. We're going to sit with him and crush my lovey-dovey mood.
And this is why I don't take you along. Fight back to the last round!
Show him the iron will of...
Show them the iron will of the Germans! Yeah!
Why?
Yeah!
9! Damn, they were going to tackle us! They do whatever it takes to stop us from getting inside the restaurant.
Today is the day Michan and the others suffer their punishment. If we can't get inside, our victory yesterday will have been in vain.
I can't let that happen. We exhausted ourselves to obtain that victory. To watch our friends undergo the punishment is our right and...
our duty as well.
But no matter how cool we sound, what we're really after is one thing.
I can't wait to see how Satoko-chan and Rika-chan look. So they have to help in the restaurant? I'm taking them home with me.
Hey you, young couple! Share your empty seats with us all nice and quiet like.
We won't let you go through.
I won't allow you to use the ticket for yourselves. You have to share empty seats with us.
They reached their hands towards us like zombies. They gradually got closer and closer. We were actually taking it easy though. In fact, I'd say the situation was rather enjoyable.
It's like we're still in the middle of the game we played yesterday.
Yeah, it's getting fun. Let's kick their asses.
Yep, roger that. It's a lot easier to fight against them than against Michan and Satoko-chan, you know? You know?
Indeed. I'd say with even 20 to 30 of them, it's still easier than fighting against the other club members. They don't have enough people to stop us.
Great, let's do this.
Yeah! Our enemies number about 20 to 30. If they wanted to stop us, they should have gotten 10 times more people than that. Oh yeah!
But this is slightly different because I believe with the deserting, Keiichi got a ticket from Mian or Shion and
Shion. And it was chapter 3.
Keiichi invited Reina. The others couldn't come yet and I think they might have joined at a later point. I don't remember that.
Actually, no, I think it was chapter 2 when we did that. Keiichi got it for helping out Shion. And then she was like, hey, over the phone, hey, we have this thing where we have a dessert festa where people get the chance to try out all the new dishes. Do you want to come along? You can bring a couple of friends. And that's when we all went together. I think it was chapter 2.
Yeah, but I think he first only went with Reina because Shion had to work. And the rest couldn't make it or something, if I recall correctly. So it's slightly different. Is there another chapter where that happened? No, don't think so.
The game is toying with us. The plot is toying with us. But I have a feeling that our idea of how all the chapters lead into each other is slowly falling apart.
Yeah, but it's still too early to say. Because this could have been an event that might have been skipped in another chapter.
Did it?
And just happened off.
Yeah, but technically you could do that with all of them. Like, oh, this just happened off screen and we didn't bother mentioning it. I'm not sure about that.
For now, I feel like it's too early to say. It took a moment in the previous one to also say that, hey, this is a repeat of chapter 2.
It didn't say that.
It didn't, but it was.
Yeah, but it didn't say that. You said it took a while until it said that.
No, it's to figure out.
Okay.
So yeah, we will see. We made some good progress. We already finished the whole episode.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all of it, I can tell my vocal cords aren't happy with all the I was doing. I'll need to make a cup of tea before I go to bed.
Well, that's
Preemptive.
why we're gonna call it a night for today.
And with that,
And with that, I'm going to press the button so that Jack
What?
can do his speeches.
let's chill for a moment.
I
Let's-
need a break.
Fair enough, after all the emotional turmoil, especially you put everybody through today.
I feel like I gave people ideas on what they could do.
Take pictures of poop.
For example,
But specifically, don't take pictures of your own poop. Take pictures of poop of your family members. And then randomly, just tell other people about it. Funnily enough, I've seen some of your family's pictures. Never that picture.
I don't think we still have it. Don't
Good.
forget, I was...
Good.
That was in group 8. I was 10 when I took that picture along. Or actually 11. I think
So
my
he was
little
like
brother
1.
was just like 1, maybe not even. So that has been a long time ago. And we have not been very good at keeping backups of pictures.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if there's a digital copy, I also don't think I would want that shit on my hard drive. Come on, that was a good one.
I'm gonna ask if someone still has it, but I
You don't need to.
honestly don't think so.
You don't need to. It's fine. I think everybody is okay with there not being a copy. Because if there's a copy, there's a chance that Tifa will upload it on Discord.
If I can find it, I will upload it for you guys. I even still know exactly what the picture looked like.
Just draw it from memory.
That I can do.
Oh, recreate it.
Just imagine
I don't...
adapting your diet just to try to recreate.
I don't mean through your body. I mean get like a chocolate bar and melt it a bit and then shape it like that, like they do in
No.
movies.
No one thought of that.
Do you think when you see feces in movies, they just ask staff members to shit in a bucket? And then they just...
But laying around.
I swear, if... She was blatantly gonna take a photo of yours, Jack. Yes. If Tifa ever were to work on making a movie and she was in like stage building, stage design, whatever you call it, and they told her they need to make it like, I don't know, run down or whatever, and there needs to be a piece of shit somewhere, Tifa wouldn't figure out how to like make that with like modeling chocolate, like Play-Doh or something.
That's not my part of the job, is it?
She would spend an afternoon the day before scouring the streets with a scooper and like a little cardboard box. I think it's best if we end the stream now.
Pressing the button just
Not
for
how
you.
I wanted to end it, but it's fine.
Yeah, but
do it
you
anyway.
made it weird.
Thank you everybody for starting chapter 6 of Higurashi with us. We'll be back on Sunday with more of it. We'll see you then. Bye.